All right, all
Oh,
right, all right. Huh?
oh, I'm sorry. You go
Oh, it's too
ahead.
late now. Hey,
I
peace.
don't know what's off
Oh,
limits.
she's calling. She's calling right now.
Yes.
So let's see how this is gonna work. Everybody, let me know if you can hear this lady voice. Okay, Miss Barbara voice. Hello.
Hey,
Hey.
my camera and microphone is blocked and I'm not getting through.
All right. Well, we live now. You sound pretty good right now.
All right.
All right. Now hold on 1 second. Everybody that's in the chat, can you hear her voice? Press 1 for yes and 2 for no, please. Everybody that's in the chat, can y'all hear her voice?
Can you guys hear me?
All right, they pressing 1. All right, so we gonna get right to it. All right, so everybody, thank y'all for tuning in. I need y'all to share this right now. So please share this on your Twitter, your Instagram, your Facebook. Please share this live now. It don't take that much, and I will gladly appreciate it. Let me introduce Ms. Barbara Campbell and the Boozy Chef. And we all know that how I ran across Boozy Chef on TikTok, and because of this viral video that Barbara put out about Isaiah Bass or Bays Bass, you know what I'm saying, Bass, and it struck a nerve with everybody. So we heard from Boozy Chef, but I want to go straight to Miss Barbara, who was actually the person who filmed this. And I want to start off with you. How you doing, Miss Barbara?
I'm not doing bad at all. I'm perfectly fine, thank God.
Okay, that's what's up. So let's start from the beginning. How did you come across this mannequin?
Well, I live in Paris for 10 years. I usually I live right in the city. If anyone know Paris, I live close beside the Eiffel Tower, the Opera, close to the Louvre. Those are the areas that I would walk in the morning and in the evenings.
Right.
So this day I was just taking a stroll. I think it was Christmas time or close to Christmas. And I usually love to go I live in the fashion district right around like the Lafayette Mall where all the celebrities will shop. Those areas, that's where I live.
Right.
And this evening we was just going out for a walk to just to see the windows, window shopping and get some dessert and stuff like that, like everybody do in Paris in the evening, sit at a pub and enjoy the evening.
Right.
So we was walking, we did all of that, and it was very late. It was around 1 o'clock, about 12:30, almost 1 o'clock. So we was trying to get off the street. We was walking, and my husband, we was on this like lonely little alley,
Right.
so a little strip, and my husband said, I see my husband, he said, oh my God, is this how they're doing it now? And I said, what? And he said, putting live mannequin in the window. And I turned my head and I look and I said, oh my God, is this how they do it? So I run up to the window. Both of us run up to the window. Another couple was there, another white couple. I could see the man was pulling the woman away from the window. She was pulling herself to get back to the window. So both of us just went over. We was pretty close to them. And I started looking through the window to see if he was blinking because it looked so real. I just wanted to see if his eyes was blinking, because nothing looked like it was a mannequin to me. So I was looking through the because it had a grill, but the grill, as you can see, if you look through. So I was looking through the grill, and he looked like he was looking directly in my eyes. So I pulled my phone out and I start videoing, and you guys hear what I was saying. I mean, I was looking at it like this cannot be real. I was in shock, and I think the person beside me was in shock. My husband was like, this cannot be real. This have to be a real person. So the night I got home, I put it on my Facebook page and some people took it off. And I got, like in the next morning, so much people messaged me and said, go back and look at that man, look at that person. It's got to be, that's not a mannequin. You know, people was asking me to pinch a piece of it, do this, do that. So I got up in the morning and I said to my husband, I have to go back because the amount of people that are asking me to go back to see this thing. So I went back the next day. I went around 11 o'clock and not a lot of people was out. French people don't really come out that early. So we went out and I said, let's go in there. I went in, I said, I want to set my phone. I want to be ready. I want to get everything I can get because this looks like a real person. So I went in, it was just one person I saw. I saw the security, but my husband told me there was a lady and a cashier. So it was no one. It was just me, the security, and the cashier and my husband. So I went directly. My husband went directly towards the mannequin and I went he went directly to the security area and I went directly to the mannequin and I started snapping away pictures and I went really close and he was just really looking at me really hard near the mannequin. He wasn't paying my husband any attention because he was looking around like he wanted to shop just to throw him off.
Right.
And then he looked up and he see me looking and snapping and putting the camera down in this thing head and behind his neck and stuff. And he said I don't speak a lot of French, you know, so I speak very little French, but I know he was running me out now because I can see his hand and he was saying, get out. No, you can't do that.
Oh, wow.
And as you can hear me in that video that I put out tonight, I was saying I'm not allowed to touch because he said, do not touch because I really wanted to touch now, you know?
Right.
And nothing on this mannequin looks like it's a plastic or it's wax. This guy was fully powdered, like the face was so powdered you could use your nail and scratch it off. His nails was like grow over his fingertip, like you know a person need to get a haircut, a nail clip.
Yeah,
or something. He had ears, a hole in his ears and his nose, and I was like scrutinizing it, like this cannot be. How could they do this? You know, it was just too real. So for me, I mean, I know nothing about the guy. Every information that I get is what I get off of YouTube and everything else. But what I see with my eyes, he had hairs on his knuckles. He had little fine hairs on his hand because I couldn't see his neck. But my husband cuts hair part-time in Paris. And he said, this guy just get a lineup. I don't understand why hair is coming from his root like that. I've never seen this. So both of us was in shock.
That's crazy. And then when you look at the knuckles, the hands, even though
hands.
they said about this 3D scanning goddamn thing. No, man. There's no look at that. It looks like
and then
fingers.
It's that's what really got me, and that's what made me comment to Barbara, like, can you get closer pictures of the hands? Now, again, when I finally saw the video, this was 3 years ago. So I was just seeing this when I was researching about the little girl. But I'm like, but she did go back in and already had videos. So when I saw those videos, I compared those videos and did a side-by-side scan comparison with the hands of the gentleman that was on the pictures from 2020, and it's like, okay, that is an actual skin condition of hyperpigmentation. So how does a mannequin, I mean, you guys have this mannequin with hyperpigmentation, you can't synthesize that. If that was the case, every discoid lupus person in the world would want a synthetic mask right about now.
It kind of feels to me a little bit like when my husband and I was in the store, because when we went back, the first video that I put out, the video that I put up tonight, that's the second time I put up a video. I put a video tonight, and that was when I went back in the store. Like, I didn't put up any video with me in the store. I only put up pictures. I was taking pictures. So the pictures that I put up, I didn't put up a video with inside. The video tonight that I put, that's the first time I put a video up with the inside of the store. And you can hear me like, oh my God. Because when I went in and see this thing, I was like, no way this could be a mannequin. No way. I mean, if you can see, and when my husband was in the store and he said to me, why it feels like this guy's eyes is moving. I'm on this side and he's looking directly at me. And I remember him looking directly at me outside, So it feels like his eyes was moving around too.
Wow. Now
It was hippie.
the I think it was you that was telling me about it, Buji. What I think it was you about the company that do the 3D printing and it's something you was breaking down. Can you explain that again about
Okay,
how paralysis and all, something like that?
so I looked into, after whoever that was behind that live video, um, he came at me the wrong way. And the way that they were kind of handling the page, it made me, it's like that's a PR or somebody behind the scenes. So I started digging into, the owners of Balenciaga
Right.
and what they, who does what, when, how, and where. And I already had the theory in my head that these mannequins are not mannequins. They're not hyper realistic. That it's what the old puffer fish serum, you know. And they've made movies. I can't directly pinpoint which movie it was, but it's out there. But pufferfish serum paralyzes you, and you will die if you have a large quantity of it. But people eat it all the time if they can't afford it, because it's just like $300 a serving. But it's called fugu. So I started researching, Balenciago slash fugu. And then what kept coming up was Stockholm, the Stockholm Shoe Company. And then I found out that one of the owners of Stockholm Shoe Company, was the 3D designer who was on the program to launch the 3D mannequins. Okay.
Right.
Stockholm Shoe Company has a shoe called Fugu, you know. So I started looking into the investors of, all the investors of Stockholm, and the same investors are in a locked private, it's a 4.2 share of private holders that they won't release, but they have a lot of work in common. So both of these people that started the shoe company were working for Balenciago. And of course, if the mannequins came out in 2019, they were working with them as close as, as late as 2019. You see what I'm saying? Right when this child went missing.
Right.
Did you ever see one of their 3D mannequin, how it looks, and compare it to this guy?
No, I don't go near mannequins. A long time ago, back in the 80s, it was a thing about people used to take and put like some kind of substance, whatever. They would put substance on the mannequins because the kids always run to the mannequins. So the substance would go on the mannequins. The kids would touch and play with the mannequins. They would, fall out, pass out. That's a way to get, it would do something to the kids.
Right.
So in our family and where I lived, it's like, nah, don't touch them damn mannequins because you don't know what's on it. And that always stuck with me. And every rule always stuck with me. So, you know, they're using old tactics. It's not that they haven't been using it and consistently using it over these decades. It's just that nobody remembers these old tactics.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Now I'm pulled up 3D mannequin, right? And I'm
Hmm.
seeing these prototypes, and they look nothing like what we see at the Balenciaga store in Paris. If anybody can see the screen, you can see that it looks nothing like how they have their mannequins
Hmm.
in front of their store. Can I ask you a question, Miss Barbara? Um, what is there? Have you ever heard of any stories about, Balenciaga? Like, because we heard about how, what Balenciaga stand for. Have you heard about how, the name, the actual meaning of Balenciaga? Have you heard about that? I think she got cut off. Hold on. I don't even know. Yeah, her thing cut off. Wow. Hold on.
Oh.
Because she is traveling at the same time. So she
Mm-hmm.
may go in and out of connection, y'all. So let me try her.
Yeah, Miss Barbara is all the way woke. She all the way woke.
Right. And she's out the states too. So we gotta keep that one in mind as well.
Yeah.
So let me try one more time. Everybody, please make sure y'all share, and hit that like button while y'all in here. All right, we'll just wait for her to call back. So she's on the road. Now, let me. Have you heard about? So I'm gonna pose the question to you. Have you heard about that?
Yeah, when ball is, King. I'm not even gonna repeat it because it's still, people say stuff loosely. Even if you know what it means, it doesn't mean you're supposed to utter that shit. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because it's still a spell. You hear me?
Right.
So, yeah, I'm very familiar with them. I just all of them. And the thing of it is just people look at, like, I don't knock people for what they believe in. Whatever you believe in, if it makes you happy, if it makes you elevate, if it raises your vibration, then it suits its purpose. You know, I don't believe that everybody is supposed to believe what you believe, but if what you believe is not harming anyone and it suits your purpose, then I'm not going to impede upon that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But it's just that when people look, they can see the main people that'll be like, oh man, they tell us the truth. They put it in movies and all this. But when it's in your face and it's happening right there to you, you won't believe it.
Right.
And it's just like we have Stockholm syndrome. The things that we know is killing us, we won't, you know, and we know that highly weird. Most of the people now, I don't even think that I don't know if it's because of, I just limit myself to people with common sense now, or um, if it's just people are waking up so fast
Right.
that, it's common knowledge now. But most of the people that I'm familiar with are familiar with everything that's going on. It's just that that is when the systemic circumstances come, and people cannot differentiate systemic between racism. It's not the same thing. So they can't understand the division within everything that we do, with our food, water, all of this. And
Right.
we're all being kept at a frequency, and this frequency is based on the clothes that we wear, what we're watching, what we're listening to, all of that. And these brands and these celebrities and all of this, you're wondering why you can't get up in the morning and you're not motivated. It's because you got on that Balenciaga pajama set. You get what I'm
And,
saying?
right. And niggas is still wearing it. It's some still wearing it. Some probably stopped, but these niggas is still wearing it. So that lets you know that they converted spiritually, not to Jesus, Jehovah, Allah, Krishna, none of that. The other deity. Okay. I think
Right.
she's calling back. All right.
Good.
Like, what happened, girl?
Barbara, this
Hey,
is Winnie.
hey, you okay?
I don't know what's going on with my.
Oh no, definitely understand. Definitely. So I'm gonna pose this question to you. Have you heard about the actual name of Balenciaga, like what it stands for?
Repeat that again.
I said, have you heard about the meaning of what Balenciaga means?
I think no, I never.
It's basically to sum it up, it's to worship Satan, basically. So
I mean, I've seen a lot of their videos and fashion shows I've been looking at lately, and I see what they study and what they believe in. And trust me, I've never interested in their thing anyway, and I don't think I would have ever put a piece of their clothes on my body. I mean, the way how they do stuff, it's scary.
now, have you heard stories about these? Have you heard any horror stories about Balenciaga or like these? This the stuff that be going on in Hollywood. With the,
Yes, I've
so
heard a lot of stuff. I've heard a lot of stuff. I've heard stuff about
talk to me about it.
I've heard something the other day. I was listening to something about what there was in their advertisement. When they do their advertisement, it's so much kids porn type of stuff they're doing in there. Those are the type of things that I hear in Hollywood, like they're advertising kids' clothes. And if you look really deep in the advertisement, you realize that they're doing things to kids. You know what I mean?
Yes.
So I'm never interested in them since I hear those kind of things. And it's just after I seen this mannequin, I decide to look into this company and see what they're all about.
Right. It's sad that the powers that be have access to our children without any repercussions, and then they and let me say, all of this is allegedly. I forgot. I was conscious to say it at the beginning of the show, but let me say it now. Everything that you hear is all alleged.
Right.
But they have this power and to do these things to our children, and then blatantly put it in our face, because a lot of things is always hidden in plain sight. But a lot of us is woke now and been woke for a very, 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 very long time, such as myself, and we can see right through the bullshit, and no one gets held accountable for it. Even after,
right, and they're being very bold now, very bold. As far as I can see, and TikTok. I mean, I'm very new to TikTok, but I spend a lot of time now and I'm learning a lot of things, like things that I didn't know about, and thank God for TikTok, because I would be in the dark myself. I mean, what I've seen, and I've seen I'm always, because as I said, I'm in the fashion district, and I've seen fashion shows and all these things, and I've never seen anything like this. And then I went on TikTok and I seen some of their runway shows with people walking like zombie on the runway and blood coming out their eyes, and babies look like live babies in their hoodie bags. And I'm like, this can't be real. I mean,
wow.
Which part of this is fashion,
Right. That's crazy. That's crazy. I'm about to look up their fashion shows right now, because it actually it seems like they have no more it's like they have nothing else to think about. Like they have creators block, because now they just putting anything on these fucking ads. Like, you know what I'm saying? These runways, like just anything, and it's starting to look very dark and gloomy and shit. Like dungeon like.
Well, you gotta understand that
have their people to wear those type of things, because they're devil worshiper, of course, to be wearing those kind of clothes, and their nails are black, half of their finger paint black, and their mouth with I don't know. It's just it's end time. It's end time, and I believe right now that we are about to say, I believe in the Lord, so I believe we are about to see the sky open now. I mean, it's nothing left that I feel like I haven't seen. And living in Paris, I can tell you, some places, like, I think I've seen it all in the US until I went to Paris to live. Like, I've seen everything. It's come like you're walking and looking at the living demons on the road sometime in this fashion thing. I remember a couple of years ago, I was on the road and I saw they had a gay parade. Every year they have this gay parade in France, and people travel from all over the world to come. And the town in Paris, it's packed with people. And I wasn't out and about. I went off the street because it was just too much to see. And after I did that, I went, the next day I was on the road after the parade was over, and I saw a guy in the street. And this let me know that these things are very demonic. He was walking on the street. It looked like he was coming from a hotel, and he came from somewhere for the um for the gay parade, and he was in the middle of the highway with his tongue out of his mouth, like just licking his tongue all over the place, and he had on like a leather strap cover his private area and strapped all up, and he was like, he was going crazy. And I'm like, it's only because something is in him making him acting this way. He came for the gay parade. Nothing good can be into that. I mean, when I see that, I'm like, look what, this is what the devil wants. This is what happened when you just pick the wrong thing. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's just crazy. I've never seen anything like it. I mean, I see a whole family, mother, daughter, father, and 2 kids, everybody gay, the whole family. Like, can that be possible?
It's all about your surroundings and how you brought up, and what influenced you, or what you're forced to be influenced by, you know. And it's crazy, and it's crazy how. And I'm trying to be respectful, because my mouth, like, I don't give a, you know what, sometimes, but a lot of the times I don't. But it seems like, right, there's evil, there's bad and good in everyone, in any race, anybody. There's good and bad. However, and I respectfully say this, it just seems like a certain group of people that indulges in Satanism, gothic, demonic, satanic stuff.
Mhm.
People, the children of the sun is not blessed with that, unless you are forced to do, or you have to compromise your morals to get ahead, to partake in that. But that's not innate.
And see, that's the thing right there. You have to compromise yourself.
If you Google her right now, she was a very big model in New York, and she modeled on the runway, and she made billboard in New York City. She made billboard. She was one of the face for Target for their makeup area. She also do, and I have about 3 people in my family members that models, and I have a nephew that used to model for Nintendo. He was on billboard in Nintendo in New York, and let me tell you, he was loving it. And then he said to me one time, he said, "Auntie, I'm not going to do this again." And I said, "Why?" He said, the guy that introduced him, he found him on a train going to Manhattan one time, and he said he's so perfect for modeling, and he pulled him into it, and he said yes. And he said the guy tell him to get any further, like he told him at the time, you can be the next Tyson, you know, just do this and do that. And he said he told him, no, I'm not like that. It's okay. It's okay. And then one day he was dressing him to go on a show, and he slapped him on his ass. And he said, ever since that, he was so turned off from being a model. So these kids, these young boys and young girls, they want to get into stuff, or kids, and I would advise my family member never to go near that. It's pure demon and pure darkness, you know, and what you have to do to get to a certain level. Let's go ahead and eat peanut butter and jelly sandwich. We don't need to do that. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's terrible.
Yeah. See, like, look, the images that you're seeing right here, deriving from like the runway shows and things like that. And then people see those pictures right there, and they're flabbergasted, and like, oh my God, they're just making it blatantly obvious. But it's been sitting on murals and paintings in court and federal buildings. It's been in churches and synagogues. It's in statues. These same depictions of children being tortured, murdered, and raped. But now we're just now paying attention. It's not that it's new. It's not that it's blatant. It's just that now our frequencies are rising to the point where we are able to start seeing what is obviously been in front of us this entire time. We're waking up to it.
That's
And a
true.
lot of people are in cognitive dissonance as to what is around them all day, every day. They're doing what they've been doing for centuries. They've been doing it. It's just now you're able to see what they're doing, you know?
Wow. It's been out there. It's been out there for a long, long time, and it's really us now. But now they're making it very clear and they're putting it in your face. It's like you don't need a glasses to see what's happening now. Like it's right in your face.
Well, see,
So
now they hungry. Now they hungry because I mean, you have to look at it from every angle. Some people look at it from a spiritual angle. Some people look at it from a political angle. Some people look at it from a hood angle. You know what I'm saying? And if you're looking at it from a hood angle, when it's a drought in the hood, you got to go get it where you got to get it. And it's a drought because all of their sources and resources have been blocked. So they got to get it the way they get it. And that's how they trying to get it. They're trying to infect as many brains of young children, those impressionable brains, the curious brains, and they want to embed all of these. Like they don't have time to groom children for years and years where you never realize it. They don't have time for that. They have to quickly just put it all around these children now, because they're too conscious not to know that they're being manipulated. So now they have to flood everybody with everything just to get these kids in. And they're winning because we're being, as a collective, we're being flooded with the same thing. And instead of protecting the children, we're being distracted by the same thing that the kids are being distracted with. And we
Right.
refuse to believe that our famous favorite TV host or our favorite rapper or our favorite this or our favorite that could be the same ones that are doing all these horrible things to these children. You don't want to believe it then. I got my first hate mail last week from somebody because I said that Jamie Foxx was a clone, you know, and it's crazy. But do you not know what's been going on? But I can't fault you because you still been drinking fluoride. You still eating the foods that has nanotechnology in it that alters your perceptions and the radiation, and you think you're getting, you run to the emergency room who has, military grade fiber optics and has had military grade fiber optics from the beginning, and you run there with these nanobots in you, and that's going to activate inside of you that it is going to perpetuate your sickness or your internalization of what's going on with you. So whatever you feel like is going on, they're going to tell you that's what's going on. And those, it's going to respond. But you have to look into all these documents, all these patents. Only thing the common person can say is MK Ultra. MK Ultra is the great granddaddy, stepdaddy, baby daddy, uncle, father of the creation of what's going on now. It is so far past MK Ultra. You know what I'm saying?
Wake up time. It's wake up time. It's wake up time. It is wake up time. People don't understand. A lot of people don't understand. A lot of people's eyes are open right now to what's happening. Like this time, the time that we're living in now, I wouldn't choose to have kids because I would be scared as hell to walk into a hospital and let any doctor tend to my kid or shove some injection in them and do what they want with them and then give it to me and say, okay, mom, you can go home with your baby. Never. I wouldn't do that now. I would not. Now you have to choose your dentist, a family dentist that you know from a long time, or you went to school somehow, some way with that dentist or that doctor. Like I would not, out of my mind right now, to just walk into a hospital to any doctor and say, this is what I'm feeling. Can you explain to me what's going on? I remember, I said this to you before. I remember going to Paris. They would call me in. That time, my husband had a government job. He worked with the government for many years, and he had very good insurance. And I went to the hospital once, and I said, okay, it's time to check on my breast. I'm traveling, and I'm older now. I need to do this. And I went. And when I went home. She said everything was okay. 2 weeks after, she called me back. Oh, we saw a little something in your breast. I just want to check again. I went back for 2 weeks. I went back again and we did another thing. She said, okay. She called me back again. This is the second time. I just want to do a check. We just want to be sure that you're okay. I see a little mark in your breast. Okay. So when she called me back the third time, she said she wanted to do a biopsy. She needs to take a little piece out of it. I'm like, what is going on? I'm scared out of my mind. So when she did that, when I went back, she did that. I asked my husband to come with me. I was crying. I was scared because the minute someone says something like that, you think you have cancer. Anyway, we did it and everything. Then she said to me, there is nothing there to worry about, but she's watching this, so she has to call me back. Maybe she's gonna do a test and then she's gonna call me back. Anyway, I said to my husband, let's go to Europe. I'm gonna go and check out over there. So I asked her for my paperwork and what she had there. When I went, and this is not the first time this happened, a couple of times. When I went to France and I give it to the doctor and I talk to him and I tell him what it was doing to me, he said, listen to me. Do not go back under those machines. You only need to go under those machines maybe once, no, every 2 years. He said, if you're going to have cancer and the cancer is developing up in your body, it takes 4 years before you see this thing as part of it. So he said, and he said, the machine that they're putting you under, he said, create cancer. He said, don't you go back under that machine. And he said, you have tearing tissues in your breast. Like I was going to the gym, you have tearing tissues, and every woman has tearing tissues. Rub some bean oil, go to the pharmacy, and any oil that made from bean, just rub your breast and it will take time and go. And that's what I did. I don't play with American doctors and insurance and money. It's all about money.
Facts.
And I never went back. Never. And my breast is okay. You see what I'm saying?
Right. That's
you have
crazy.
to be very careful.
Like
I went again for a doctor. I've been going to doctor for acid reflux in America. Oh my God. I couldn't eat butter, I couldn't eat oil, and I've taken medication. I went to France and I went to the doctor and I said to him, I have really bad acid reflux. When I was there, I was eating some sauce, pepper sauce or something, and it just sent it off over there. And I went in and he said, I'm going to give you this powder. I want you to take it 3 times for the day for a week, I think, for a month. And I did that. And he said, after this is the cure. And I never had acid reflux again. So they have the cure for these things. They know what to do. You know what I'm saying? And that time I went to the doctor, I paid 17 euro. It's crazy. You know, I don't trust any. I remember my doctor in America is it's an Indian doctor. And he told me it's a family doctor. I married my husband with that doctor. His mother goes to that doctor. Everybody goes to that doctor. And he told me, be careful about which hospital and doctors you're going to, okay? I said, if you're a doctor and you're telling me this, it's crazy.
It made me think of Henrietta Lacks, if I'm not mistaken, the one where she got
Henrietta Lacks with the cells.
The stem cells. Go ahead.
Oh, no, go ahead.
Look. I talk a lot. They hear me talk, so they enjoying this. If y'all need to talk, go. They heard me too many times.
The cells, the Henrietta Lacks cells, you know, which they still using to this day, right?
Yeah.
But see, here's the thing. What they're not telling people is, you know, they say that she is the only person in the world that has this condition. However, if she's the only person in the world to have these conditions, see, remember, you know, in biblical terms, they try to squeeze that condition in, like when they talked about the woman with the issue of blood. You feel what I'm saying?
Right.
So basically, her cells, just like the mermaids that they got over there in Fort Detrick, she has she's able to regenerate and repair herself immediately. You know what I'm saying? And we all are. But that's why they keep those cells the way they keep them. It has to be kept at a certain frequency. You see what I'm saying? And if you look, they have the Gateway Project through the CIA. And that's why people, you know, y'all could talk about politics and all this shit, you know, and who is better, Biden or Trump. I folks with Trump because this guy said one thing that intrigued me throughout his whole campaign. And he said, he told the black people, he said, black people, learn the true history of your country or you're doomed to repeat it. And he made a promise that he was going to open the information, all these classified documents. So when he said that, I still ain't vote for him because I ain't never voted a day in my life at that point. And I said, you know what? Because I know what the system is with the double bird. It's two wings. It's the same bird, but so I'm looking and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna see because I saw videos or whatever long before, like it was people in my community that was fans of Trump before all of this. You know what I'm saying? And so I knew the history of Trump. So I watched, and soon as that Freedom of Information Act hit, that was like getting that was for me, that was like me getting my taxes when
Right.
I had $10 in my account. You feel what I'm saying? That was the come up right there because I was able to go in and look at the shit and put links together, things that you may know or feel like but aren't certain. Man, you jump into those, I don't care what federal, whatever, go to the FBI, CIA, whatever government website you want to go to, and you scroll all the way down to the bottom and it have Freedom of Information Act or FIOA. Click on that link and it has to disclose everything. Some of the stuff be redacted, but of course it will be, but it's still got to disclose it. And if you go to the Gateway Project, their whole purpose is to conjure up spells and shit to keep the frequency and the illusion of time relevant, to keep you distracted of who you really are. That is the whole thing. That is why most of everything is based on mind control. They're
Right.
trying to keep you from realizing who you are because if you do realize it, you will have junk DNA and your Henrietta Lacks cells or your junk DNA is going to activate and you are going to have supernatural powers or powers more than what they call natural because you're
Right.
not natural. You are a supernatural, electronic, spiritual being. You feel what I'm saying? And that's all it is. People
Somebody,
being activated now.
what's your thoughts? Because I heard you say earlier about how you felt about Jamie Foxx being a clone. A lot of people feel, and again, the thoughts and the views of the viewers and the views and opinions does not necessarily are the views and opinions of all Viral Access Media. All of these things are alleged, or we have our First Amendment right. You know what I'm saying? Freedom of speech. However, um, even me, we all kind of feel like, something happened to him and it wasn't natural because we know he's recovering right now from a stroke. He almost died or whatever. What is your whole thoughts about that whole situation?
Um, okay, first of all,
Very fishy, very
since
fishy.
Right.
2011,
And
they were
after
using
you and Barbara, you can answer once she's done. Go right ahead.
Okay.
after 2000, 2011, around that time, um, he started using body doubles. When you start using body doubles, we already know what that means. That means cloning. And cloning is transfer of consciousness. Now, if you look at it, you got to go through all the, gematria and all that stuff. But
Right.
long story short, you know, uh, they made it a big deal that he had an accident. And I looked into the details, but you were filming in London that day. And the day before that, Jamie had some kind of outburst and, yada, yada. He just freaked out. And that's what happens with these clones. When you have a clone that has some kind of genetic disorder, which he does, they tend to twig out. And he twigged out the day before. And then the next day, he has a meltdown. Um, and then the next day he has a stroke aneurysm, that you were suffering with is no way possible. Been in the medical field for years. There's no way possible you can have an aneurysm and a stroke at the same time and go through all that stretch of time. And they say that he's talking and responding. No, not happening. You know, but that's what I was trying to explain to people, that it's he what you were getting ready to mourn, he's already been gone, because that's all they need is these people's likenesses. They don't need people. It's a lot of people that you scroll past social media and you be like, dog, that person looked just like the celebrity. Well, that was the original celebrity. They were paid to give up their name. They were paid to give up their likeness, you know, and they living and hustling and working at the grocery store just like you, because they squandered the money that they were paid, because that's what the contract was. You are no longer you, you're somebody else, because these 200 fallen angels need something, some likeness to get back into, like whoever Jamie is that malfunctioned, whichever, whatever that is, you know, just like Orlando Jones said, they play multiple characters because this is just a stage, which it is. And, you know,
Kanye West, Kanye West to me look like a he looks like a robot now.
yeah, I mean, he got a little bit shorter this time, you know.
And he's very heavy. I've never seen him this heavy before. Like he's very thick, you know. And one thing that I was looking into, they said that he cut ties with Adidas. He never wanted anything to do with them. And then when he disappeared and he came back, no, he's back with them. Like I don't understand that part, you know.
And
I feel because well, I go ahead, finish, sorry, because I don't want to cut your wisdom. Go right ahead.
who, me?
No, Miss
Oh, Miss
Barbara,
Barbara?
I didn't want to cut
Go
you
ahead,
off.
Miss Barbara.
No, I was just saying that if he was if it's the same Kanye, he was just mad at these people. Why would he disappear for a month or so and then come back in town and then he go right back and sign contract with them? That just looks suspicious to me.
Right.
It's an illusion, because it doesn't matter what they put in the media. It's what is on those stock reports. And you can go to stockkeep.com. They never parted ways. That was just, you know, distraction for the masses.
I think what Kanye West did was because his contracts was effed up. So what he did, he went after the small hats. So he knew everybody was going to distance themselves and basically void the contracts. You know what I'm
Right, so he
saying?
can get out of
So
it.
he could get out of the contracts. That's exactly what he did. And
Yeah.
now he now Adidas after everybody lost money, Adidas lost money. Now he can renegotiate the contract and help sell the rest of the $500 million worth of the Yeezys. So what he did was a strategic move. In order to get out of
Oh
those
yeah.
contracts, he went after the small hats. And
And he said that. I remember him doing an interview and he said it was so easy to get out of the contracts and he was just laughing. So I'm saying this guy know what he's doing.
yes.
But what about the contracts that he's written in blood, though?
But see, that's something that he can't to see. Now those are different contracts now. So the contract that he allegedly had to put sign in blood, right? That's a whole nother contract. You could make your business deals and do this and do that, sell your clothes and merch and but you got to answer to me. Overall, that's a whole nother contract. That's a whole nother entity that he's contractually binded by. You know what I'm saying? So he's fucked. But God, I see you want to say something. Go ahead, get it out, love. Look, the floor is yours.
Oh no, I was telling my husband I was eating French fries.
Yeah, because the floor is yours. So,
but I look at it and I watch how the money move, right? And then you have to also look at what what the politicians, they're in bed with a lot of stuff, and when they move, you move. Like, well, who wrote that song? When they move, you move, just like that.
That's
You
right.
know, you have to watch how
Move.
they're moving. Like
Right.
nobody looked at the fact that the CDC director resigned, right?
Right.
And you know, and then you got all these people getting fired or removed or resigning, and it's like that's like a repeat of 2020, ain't it? When all these CEOs step down, you see that something's going to happen. So when you see all these people start moving and shaking, even in the technology industry, in the medical field, you know, everything that Rockefeller founded, when those people and those players start moving around, you better prepare yourself, you know.
Right.
Do you think that that's that dude right there? Do you think that that's the mannequin dude? I just when I saw that video, you know,
This is actually him in the flesh, and
what
yeah,
flesh though?
this picture right here. This is when I seen this like some weeks ago. I'm pretty sure you probably seen it
I
where
was
he
on that live.
right. So you know he's in the flesh, girl.
That's
Right. So,
no, I know that he may be in some flesh. I am very well
uh,
of what they do. You
uh,
know, I am very well of prosthetic. Like I said, I've been in the industry before.
Look at him,
I've
the
been
one
around.
I put up on my page tonight.
yes. I'm gonna play it again right now. Yep, right here.
When I saw him, if you listen to me in the video, I was like, oh my God. If you listen to me in the video, you'd hear a shock on me. Like if you had to see it, if you had to see him in person, like the way I look at him and his eyes, it even looks to me in one of those pictures I saw someone said it, and I said, that's, I was telling my husband, it looks like tears was in the corner of his eyes, one of his eyes, tears.
I'm gonna play it
And
right now.
under his nails, it wasn't the cleanest. Like I could see little dirt under his nails. Like I was scrutinizing. I couldn't touch, and you can hear me in the video saying I'm not allowed to touch because the guy already told me don't touch. You know.
Right.
So I was looking at him, looking at his fingers, looking at the hair on his. I keep saying to my husband, do they make mannequin with tears on their fingertip? Like, you know, I don't understand. And the guy, why I thought the guy on the Instagram video, why it's not this guy never had a shaved beard. His skin was just as clean as like a teenager, never had hair on his face. But again, they had a ton of face powder on him. So maybe they're hiding blotches or little marks and stuff. But his hand, I could still see lots of marks on his hand, even though they powdered it, they didn't powder it good. And the powder wasn't like, in the picture it looks good, but it wasn't like a match powder. The powder looked like it was a little too, he was red. You know what I mean?
Right.
So and I don't know why would you want to put so much powder. His cheek line, like one of those pictures also, you can see the powder real good because I took it from the back. You can see the powder on his jawline, like so much powder. Why would you want to put so much powder on a mannequin?
And then if look at the pouch. Look at the pouch. Look how he's holding the pouch. You know,
Right.
what's the significance of that pouch? Because that pouch could, those little straps and everything can be wires, and
Look,
that could be right where the respiration pack is.
what I'm trying to say is, look at the knuckles. Okay,
Hmm.
the bone structure. Just
And then
how
did you?
the like how like right here where it's always brown in the knuckles, like normal human hands. Or like it's so detailed.
Now go to his Instagram and look at his hand. You know, the young guy's hands. It's one where he's standing in front of a bureau and he has his hands up, and you can see that that is the exact same bone structure. I zoomed in, the vein lines are in the exact same place.
What's
So
what's the name of it again? The actual
Chris with two
Tyler.
S's _ Tyler.
Oh, I already got that pulled up. But hold on,
Yeah.
before I do, Go ahead, Barbara, because I wanna play the video when you actually speaking, and then I'm gonna go to the Chris Tyler because I already have that pulled up.
When I did the first video on the outside through the grill, and I put it up, there's a lady that reached out to me, and she told me I don't know who she is, but she told me she specializes in making mannequins. I don't know if it's the 3D or the other ones, but she said she makes mannequins, and she said, I would like for you to go back and take some pictures of his hands. And that's why I have so much pictures with his hands, because she said this hand is very detailed, and nobody ever get hands like that when you're making a mannequin. Right. So she knew that's not a mannequin, and she makes that. You know, that's what she said to me. And I said, okay, I'll go back and take some pictures with his hand. She said she had never seen a mannequin like that.
And exactly, because it's too much, it's too detailed. It's almost like God did him himself. So I'm gonna play it right now with your voice. What kind of music that they be playing? Like the heavy metal rocket? That's what it sounds like. Sound like some heavy metal music they playing right there. What kind of music?
No, you know what happened? It's on. They're not allowing me to share it. They're not allowing me to share it at all again. So what happened is I had to use my husband's phone and play it on what I have to. While it's playing, I record it on that. So this is why you hear that noise. But I couldn't then, I don't know, it's nothing that say you can share it this way or you can do this. It just showing it to me, but nothing to share. So I'm not able to share.
Yeah,
that I have 2 videos. It's 3 videos that I did, and I still have another one that I didn't put out, and it's the hardest thing to get it to share.
I mean, if you want to send, if you want to send it to my email or something like that, and I can play it, it's all up to you, sweetheart. And let me just show this to y'all because I would just send this. All right.
Okay.
Shout out to Big Head. I know you listening, but you see these right here. You know, like if you even the what you call it, the not the pallbearer, the person who embalms, you know, the bodies. Like just look at that, and that mannequin in Paris looks
like that.
Times, like that, but even like better.
Because it has a respiration pack because he's still alive.
Yes, that's what I'm insinuating.
Right. And that's exactly what I'm saying right there.
That store is gone.
What store is gone?
The Biosludge, the store that he was in, that's not there anymore.
For real? So oh wow. What?
I went there in December by that store to see if I see anything at that store. It's a new store.
And then I don't know where they showed the little Asian mannequin. The Asian male mannequin. I'm not sure what store he was featured in.
It looks like that Asian guy was in the same place.
And you know, the person or the likeness, the person who the likeness of the Asian mannequin is now, they said that he was missing in 2020 and was on the same campaign. The same Balenciaga campaign.
That's the question. I'm glad y'all answered the question because I was trying to figure out, okay, now what's the story behind the Chinese person? Like, cause so he is missing as well.
Well, see, the story.
I never knew that.
I didn't either until I knew that because Miss Barbara sent me a video in reference to the Asian guy, because like when I went on that live with this guy right here, that was supposed to be him. And he had already put that video, that picture right there saying, I'm missing y'all or whatever. However, when he gets on the live, it looks totally different. So how can you validate that that was you yesterday if you're 30 pounds heavier, your forehead is more bulbous? That's how you know he's 30 pounds heavier, and your beard is significantly longer than it was yesterday. It grew that long, you know.
He's in the back of his head, he had very long twist. He don't have that haircut that the mannequin have. He have a total different haircut. He doesn't have his haircut in the back at all.
Well, I mean, it has, I can understand it being 3 years and something's different, but you pop back up with the exact same hairstyle. You with the rubber bands and all of that, and you know, and then he kept like he would only put his face up this much, and then when he was like, I can come off the live now, like he's asking for permission. Who are you asking for permission to come off of a live? And then when he turned his head up, I got a full view, and you're able to see, because in his other pictures and his modeling, he has a very, very protruded Adam's apple. But this guy, when he looked up at whoever it was that he was looking at, you could see that his Adam's apple was not protruded at all. So it's just like, that's not the same person at all.
Someone called him and tell him about someone called him and said, dude, you don't see people are saying you're dead and you're a mannequin and whatever. He didn't know nothing about it. So I don't know how this company can pick up your face and pick up your body and just take a mannequin and make a mannequin look just like you. It's like somebody taking me, take my body or take a picture with me and make a mannequin off me and put in the window. That's not allowed. I mean, that's supposed to be against the law, exactly like me. So he didn't know nothing about it. I don't think, and someone, a couple of people in my comments that said his mom said he is still missing. That boy, whoever is talking, is not the right person.
There it goes again, cloning.
Okay. Right. Let me ask you a question.
Go ahead.
I'm sorry, Mike. Let me ask you a question. You have a nice platform, and you've been in the game for a long time, and your study going further. Now, if anything were to happen where you would get something that said, you know, there was a rumor that you were missing,
right?
And you went on social media and you typed in that you were, would you type in, or would you go and do a live then? Hey, I'm not missing.
I would do both. First, I'll search to see if it's true. And if I can't see it or whatever, and if I do see it, I'm gonna go live regardless. Yeah, I will tell the people, I am alive, y'all. This is me. Everything.
And would you show just that part of your face, even when people are requesting that you hold the camera back?
No, I'm showing my whole big ass face.
And so that is like utterly suspicious. And
but if you're looking at the video, he did show his face a little bit, but not. I didn't see the like the Adam's apple or anything like that. But this video right here, which I'm going to play in the audio. If this is always for somebody who haven't seen this, there's always somebody in the chat that didn't see this video. So it's for y'all. If y'all seen it before, it's not for you. But yeah. Let me play it. Let me play it real quick. All right. For the people real quick.
Greg?
What is that nigga talking about?
The fuck is he talking about? You got a blue drag. Like said, stick your middle fingers up if you're real.
If somebody is so concerned, they want to figure out how this mannequin was made, you guys come up here, ask questions, send requests in. Just send a request in. Go ahead.
So like, see, look, they tight now. Now they saying you could go missing. See?
Should have said, "Oh my damn." my head they cloned you. I'm not gonna
Nah,
lie, you gotta stop watching
I'm
the
not gonna
news,
lie,
gang.
y'all. Yo,
That
look,
shit
for me,
fucking up
it
the
did
brain.
look weird. For me, it did look weird. But y'all gotta be realistic. Like, come on now. Niggas,
I'm not gonna lie, I feel like you got the same hairstyle too.
I mean, my hairstyle never gonna change. I like this hairstyle.
I mean,
I should show my face more often.
niggas
niggas
said
will put a fork up
your
his nose.
What the fuck?
I'll take.
If
Join
you
the
put a
line
fork
and
up your
put a
nose,
fork up your
niggas
nose
will put a
first.
fork up
Then
their
we got
nose.
it.
I'll take your advice. I'll post my face more often.
Niggas said they stole his DNA. That's why you're not modeling.
I'm not modeling because I choose not to model. I want to take a break. That's why.
Yo,
Yo, superstar.
we going to the Illuminati meeting this weekend.
Whoa.
No, don't come on here with that.
Who that?
It's
That
already.
nigga on
Bro,
the head?
listen, man.
Nigga say you got a blue dread?
I don't want to get into that
The
color.
fuck is that nigga talking about? The fuck
Color?
is he talking about?
He said you got a blue dread.
I've always been
Nigga
around.
said stick your middle fingers up if you're real.
If somebody is so concerned, they want to figure out how this mannequin was made, you guys come up here, ask questions, send requests.
Hold on. So it already played over already, right? But so here's the thing. So his nose is a little bit wider. It's like flat in the front. So
Right.
the mannequin in him, it looks exactly like him, but the mannequin, how it's made, is a little bit more slimmer. And his face in this one is a little bit more thicker, more wider. You understand what I'm saying?
Right. So there was a 3D printing, but it was a 3D prosthetic mask and
Right.
that mannequin. And like the video that I had posted up, he literally took his, because he was asking could he come off of the live. This was after that because he had paused the live and then he had came back on, because I was on this live watching, because he said that he was going to go on live at 3:00, and he didn't go on live at 3:00. He went like 7-8 minutes before, but then he got right back off at 2:57, you know. And I kept it recording up until like 3:15, 3:20, somewhere around that time. I kept it recording in case he did come back on, but he did. In the process, I'm in the chats, and the girl said, "Oh, he's live. I just chat with him," and she posted up a highlight reel. I click on the highlight reel. I said, "Okay, let me screen grab this right quick." So I go to screen grab, and it went away. So I'm like, "Post it." I tell her, I said, "Post it back up there." So it went away. So whoever this Chris Tyler guy is, he's like, I told her to delete it. So I said, why? Like, I don't know if you're him, but I started, naming the differences of how he looked yesterday opposed to how he looked today. And I'm like, the way you're coming at it, you know what I'm saying? If you want your fans, if they're concerned about you, being rude to them is not the way to do it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So then he posted another video. Now on that article that I sent you, is this showing that he said that he was going to TikTok? No, he posted a video up there and it was a group of muff saying suck his dick, and then he's going to TikTok. You know what I'm saying? So I
Right.
said, I didn't know mannequins had dicks. So he
I seen one. Shit. The pause and pause.
wait a,
The
I
last time
know, I know, I saw the live, baby, and I looked, and I should not have looked. I should not have looked.
For
But
real.
I still stand by, at the time, I did not know mannequin had dick, you know. So you coming at me sideways, so he want to come call me all kind of old bitches. Baby, to call me old in 2023 is a very, very high accolade, because some people don't even make it to half my age. So you ain't talking about shit.
Now
So
listen.
then,
I'm sorry. Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
but he called himself going in on him. I told him, I said, I know that what y'all did to that boy. Y'all not, y'all ain't fooling nobody. We know what you did. Y'all done killed that boy, yada, yada. And then the next day, when I wake up the next morning, first I saw Miss Barbara had messaged me. I saw the notification, so I went straight to that. And then I look, and it's the little somebody liking specific comments on my page constantly, a whole row of them. I said, let me see who this is, because the comments that they liking is about the same thing. So I go, and it's a little Asian boy that looks exactly like the mannequin.
Right.
So I'm like, well, what the hell do y'all want? Do y'all want me to help y'all? Or, I mean, literally, I don't know what y'all want. Maybe y'all get off y'all respirator packs when they moving you and stuff, and y'all trying to get messages out. I'm dead ass. I don't know what they want.
Right.
I'm racking my brain, because if you was missing, right, and just say, for instance, what if somebody mannequinized you or gave you that puffer fish shit? That serum, and you're like in Get Out or whatever,
Right.
and you cannot move. You in the sunken space. You got to sit there with that respirator pack. And then when they move you to another location, or when it's time for you to get that pack or whatever recharged or however, and you're able to do things, don't you think you gonna be, and what, it's been 3 years, you ain't figure out a way to be able to communicate with people and get a message out or something?
Right.
So maybe they is trying to get messages out. I don't know, but I don't want to ignore it. But at the same time, shit, people think I'm crazy any damn way. I don't care about that, but it's just too many coincidences for it to be a damn coincidence.
Go ahead.
Well, can I say
Go ahead.
the
Go ahead.
picture? Do you guys see the picture
Oh, you going in
on
and out.
the runway? And he was in this big jacket, and they put the two faces together, the mannequin and the picture that they
The blue
that
one
was walking
with the
on the
blue background.
winter jacket. Did you see that picture?
Yeah, I'm trying to do a side by side picture right now as we speak.
Hello?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, there's a picture with him, and someone did it side by side with him and the mannequin himself in the store, and that picture when he was on the runway in his winter jacket, and it's the exact person, like the same hairstyle, his face shape, his nose, everything was like the same exact person.
Right.
And if Balenciaga was so innocent, if they were innocent and he was still alive, you don't think they would pay somebody to slap him on a damn panel real quick and say, hey, I'm still alive? They haven't said a word.
Right.
And they should say a word. I mean, everybody, this is on this is on everybody's TikTok. I mean, people have this all. I mean, the amount of time people send this to me, when I put this out, in the space of about a month, people were sending this to me from back in Paris. People were sending it to me in the Caribbean. People were sending it to my family members, because they're saying I didn't put my face out there for a while. And when they was sent, they was hearing my voice. People that know my voice was saying, "Is this you?" Or asking my husband, "Is this your wife?" So it's crazy. I don't know. It's very crazy. I believe it's, and if you was near this mannequin, you can feel the connection that it
didn't feel dead.
feel like it's somebody. You don't feel like it's like you would want to touch a kid. If it was a kid, you know how when kids go into store and they would just go and touch mannequins. You ever see those videos where little boys would touch and look up under the dresses and stuff like that? You would not want to touch that guy. You would be putting your hand, and you can feel like they would be scared to touch, because they would be so confused. Like, is this a person? Why is he? That's what I said when I went up to the door.
Wow.
Why is he not blinking? Why is his eyes not blinking? But to me, it seems like his eyeball was moving in every direction that I was, So it's I don't know. It felt like it's a real person. I mean, looking at it, it looks real, and standing beside it, it feels like it's a person. I wished that I didn't listen to the security and just touch his skin.
So I just put this together.
Just to see
I just put this together just now.
Skin. If they wax it or whatever.
I just
What did you put?
I just put a side-by-side picture up just now. I just made it just now. I should have moved it over just a little bit more, but I did a side. I just made a side-by-side piece. So to me, this looks exactly like, you know what I'm saying? The bone structure and everything, because what we saw in the live, we seen that he was like he gained a little weight in his face. Everybody body goes up and goes down. Our metabolism goes up, goes down. We get fat. In 3 weeks, a month later, we may look slim. It's normal. So it could be him, because now just say if that's him in the mannequin, you don't think he would have lost weight by now? Or you understand what I'm saying? Like he wouldn't be exactly what we saw on his live. And in the world is so crazy, like the question you posed to me. Now, what if God forbid, I hope it don't never happen. Like if somebody was to say, hey, yo, Mike, this a mannequin of you, this, that, and third, this, that, and third, this, that, and third. And then, shit going around, spreading that I'm missing, and hey, that's him. They snatched him up, this, that, and third. And I go live and be like, hey, nah, nigga, I'm right here. Some of y'all gonna be like, nah, that ain't him. That ain't him. So that's how crazy the world is. And it could be me, and y'all telling me it ain't me.
But see, you also have to look at the sociological path of how you are. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you got to look at, you're on your lives, you're living your interactive life. Nobody has posted a missing person report for you 3 years ago. So with those factors, that's the determining factor. We're not saying anybody that looks like somebody, but how is it that coincidentally the last place he was seen, a mannequin appears just like him, and he was reported missing, but he was reported missing in the US, not in Paris. That's the difference.
And the craziest thing is that Balenciaga, they know, well, after he complained about them, taking his stuff, copying him or whatever. And it was said that Balenciaga apologized and told him, hey, we got something for you to do in Florida, to be like some instructor, or like a something that they wanted him to do in Florida. And
they wanted him to work on a project as a co-designer. That's the story. That's the story.
And he did he make it there, or he didn't make it there? He was missing from then.
See, I think that's where it got fabricated, because they said that he left from Houston and then went to Florida and was never seen again. However, how is it that you're never seen again in Florida, yet you did the campaign in Paris? He did the campaign. So during the campaign, you mean to tell me that they said that you can't talk to your child while he's doing the campaign? He left in the summertime. The campaign was in the fall. So
where is he originally from? Where is he originally from?
Houston, Texas.
So you want to tell me that nobody in Houston, wherever wherever his neighborhood is, can't see none of these videos, or see that this video went viral?
Well, the video didn't go viral to about 2 months ago, but it was filmed 3 years ago.
It don't make no sense, because I feel like, number one, Balenciaga is not concerned about him being missing. The mother saying he's missing. Did they send a message to the mother to stop saying that he's missing before something happened, or get paid off? Because I heard nothing else about it. So if anything, I'm not saying us three is the only ones, but it's a little bit of us that's talking about it. You understand?
Right.
So right.
And then people say the dumbest things, like, oh, well, like someone commented on my page, like, wait, all of these articles revert back to TikTok. Well, do you not understand that TikTok is the news? That is how we talk about what is real versus what you see on the real news. What comes on your television screen. They're not going to tell you the truth. They're paid to lie to you.
That's right.
But we're real people and we're telling you the truth. That's why people are going to TikTok. I mean, if you look on the news get their sources from TikTok. But yeah, it just seems like they suppressed it in Paris as long as it could, and it made its way over here finally, and
But
then it blew up.
day, right? When they were but did you remember? I've seen it on a few news the other day when they did something in the commercial for some company. They did for them. They did a commercial where they was looking at the picture of the commercial. I saw it on the news when they was talking about what they were doing to kids. It was a couple of the news that it was on. So I don't know why this is not on the news. It should be on the news if somebody was concerned. I mean, most of all, he must have a mother, or father, or sister, brother, uncle, or aunt, right? Somebody must see or hear or still trying to find this young man. He's very young.
Right.
If it, with just look at with the
I would like to hear.
publicity that Balenciaga has gotten, along with the all of the child pornography kind of stuff that they have going on, and also with the websites with Salma Hayek's husband. He's the one who owns Kruger, which owns Balenciaga, Gucci, all of this stuff. You know what I'm saying? But then you also have different stakeholders and other hierarchy families that own these other companies. And what you're not understanding is, with all of that, if you got a homeboy that's been your homeboy for forever, but they got a whole bunch of stuff keep surrounding them, you're going to be like, look, I got to cut ties with you. Ain't nobody cutting ties, but everybody's silent. And it's just like, if they were so innocent, they would have flew and say, look, this child is missing. Y'all, I'm going to help y'all find this child because we already in enough hot water. But that's not how it's going. It's not how it's going at all. They would have been put somebody on a panel. They would have been done found his mama and been like, look, tell these people what your child looked like when the last time you talked to him, where the text messages at, where he was at when you talked to him, which PR told you couldn't talk to him. We're going to get to the bottom of this because we don't need no more pressure. Yet they're not doing that.
Right. Yeah, and it's unbelievable that respectfully, the mother. I'm just asking, where's the family? That's the best way I could put it without sounding too crazy. Not saying that they aren't doing anything, because the media can suppress information.
But then here's the thing also. Here's the crazy thing also. Even if it wasn't the mother, is that the only family that he has? And then look at 2023. If somebody ain't hanging on, like even the lowliest person, they will hang on your coattail for a free ride. So where's all these friends and people that he grew up and people that he's known for all these years? Why aren't they speaking out?
Nobody.
Why they not saying that?
Nobody. I mean, nobody.
Right. It's sad.
So is it another like successful, if Kanika Jenkins' situation wasn't discovered that night, would Kanika Jenkins be somewhere in a mannequin window, in a window somewhere?
Yeah, that's
Well,
crazy.
He's a clown. They just make this clown because I heard. Remember the other day I was talking about this girl that they did a show for, Tequila something, the one that was trying to find a guy. Do you remember that show?
Tequila.
Yeah, the Asian girl. Yeah. What about her?
Wow. That they just made her and put her out there. So who knows? They might make this little boy here for.
Wait a minute. They mannequinized Tequila? Tequila? Yeah. She's a mannequin?
Wait, what? She's a mannequin?
Wait a minute. Hold up.
Get the fuck out of here. Hold, now I gotta look that up.
Oh my God. Did you see the videos, the leaked videos where they were talking about being in the cloning centers, Tequila and it's this other guy that I think his name is Max, and they used to be together in the cloning centers.
Hold on, I'm gonna look that up.
No, not one, but Tequila. I didn't even know. I used to watch that show, and they said they made her for that show, and I was like, wow. So she don't have a mother, she don't have a father. So thinking about it.
Oh, you mean she was cloned for the show? Okay, so yeah, because if y'all look back in 2002, Disney Disney came out and made a statement that they were no longer soliciting children or recruiting children because all of their children were created in a lab. Everybody took it as a PR joke, but it is not a joke. All of these children are
No,
cloned ever since Dolly the sheep.
and you know what? Some of the kids that they said they made is kids that my daughter grew up watching and on Disney. But when I heard, I didn't take it serious. But when I heard that they made tequila, and it was on TikTok that I got that information. Someone was explaining how it worked, and they said they made her for that show. And look, you don't hear anything more about her. And where is she now? And you know what? There's a lot of celebrity that I remember. This big guy, I can't remember. He's a comedy guy. He was very chubby, and his hair would look a mess all the time. I can't remember his name. But it's so much of them that you don't see. And I heard Kanye say it in one of his interviews, like, how many people disappear around Hollywood? I don't see a lot of people that I see in the last 20 years or 15 years that used to do movies and stuff. A lot of them just disappear, and we don't remember them because we don't see them. We totally forget about them, right?
Right.
But, and they're showing faces of people who they said, it's clown because they leave as a man, they used to do movies, and then somebody come back, look exactly like them and become a woman. And it's just a lot of game in this Hollywood thing. And you don't know who to trust. And right now, you're looking at people, maybe we're walking beside people who we don't know, you know?
Y'all remember the kid, the dude named Kid Blue, some weird little rapper back in the 4 or 5 years ago that was on Vlad TV talking about he was cloned?
Yeah.
Yes.
You talking about the high yellow dude, right? And he gave his clone. But see, here's the thing. He told you where he was cloned from. That clone company has been in California since 2002. They moved there specifically from Canada because they was in Canada at first. You feel what I'm saying? They needed the legislation to pass here in the United States so that they could start cloning in the United States. So right when everybody was talking about, I'm not sure how old you are, but back then they were talking about Dolly the sheep. They successfully cloned Dolly the sheep. They were not talking about a sheep. They were talking about Dolly Parton. So they used Dolly Parton's, they used Dolly Parton's geneticism to clone Miley Cyrus, to clone Paris Hilton, to make all of these socially ambiguous clones, and then give them parents, or so to speak, Hollywood celebrities. Majority of their children are not their children, they're clones. And because I think the most profound movie or video or a series of films that was put out that just blatantly tells you about it is a series called Carbon Copy. And they just blatantly tell you what they're doing. They're using stacks and skins, meat sacks. And that's what we are. We're meat sacks. When we go back and learn what
saying about Michelle Obama, her kids are clowns because they're offering $10,000 to the person who can find a picture with Michelle Obama pregnant. And really and truly, nobody can find.
Oh, that's baby. They done found the real parents. See, the little couple that used to be hanging around them all the time. See, back in 2017, see, they sued Obama, and they sued Barack and Michelle for the general media use of their children, because that's all it was for. And they sued them and won. I think it was like they had a $10 million suit out for them because they ain't finished paying them their money, because they were going to go with in vitro, but they decided not to use in vitro. They just used the cloning, because by that time the trust fund from Lolo Santoro had matured over there, you know what I'm saying? And he was the 15th richest motherfucker in the world at that point, so he could just rent some children, rent a kids, so you know what I'm saying? But we all know now that they use deep fake. Well, we knew then when it came out, that Michelle Obama, whatever you want to call it, hot mess that they put out called Creating Michelle, or whatever the hell that was called. Right. But those were computer generated images, because see, before people started waking up people had already started pulling those things off the internet with, Obama, and find out that Obama and Michael LaVon Robinson
Yep.
and Billy Gates, who is not a man, who was actually born a female. They all went to school together.
Allegedly. You
Uh,
said Bill Gates?
yeah. Mm-hmm.
I oh wow. Now I didn't hear that.
And allegedly
Yes,
Melinda is the
let's
man.
keep
Yeah,
using the word allegedly. Yeah, let's keep using that word because I'll be
right.
forgetting sometimes. You know what I mean? Allegedly.
So
Go
all
ahead.
these alleged photos were, pulled
Right,
down off the internet before they were 404, before they were actually 404. You feel what I'm saying?
right.
So it's just, people, they know that people are very complacent. They don't read. Like, I know everybody who's been on TikTok for the last few days, they see the new update of policies or whatever, and they'll either click, okay, I'll look at it later, which is smart if you don't have time to look at it right now. And then some people will just click on it just to get to what they were going to on the platform, not realizing you just consented. You gave your spiritual energy, your etheric consent for them to do what they needed to do in that agreement. You just agreed. You're complacent, and they are depending on our complacency to keep consenting to the things that they do. That's the elephant in the room that nobody wants to address. You know, we are our own destruction, because we are still, even though we know it's a lie, we still gonna go to it. Every day they go to it. And they don't do their due diligence to learn what it is out there that's going on, you know. And they, like I said, everybody's so up Hollywood's ass. They're not looking at just what you put up there just now, all that science and technology that they got going on, and not realizing that spirit is energy, technology is energy, and then they be getting all these little, on the chat bot GPTs. Y'all been sitting here having video chats with people that don't even exist and don't even realize and that's
Yep.
how far it is. You could really not be talking to me. you know
Right.
you could really not be talking to me, and people know that this technology exists, and it's common. People can purchase an app to do this. So if they give us this technology for us to play with for our entertainment, what do you think that they have?
Oh Lord, I was telling my husband about this new one that I saw yesterday. A guy had just a regular guy on the stairs, and he was showing some people how it worked, and he looked to me like he had a camera in his hand, and he took a picture. I'm just assuming that he take a picture with whatever little gadget he had in his hand, and he just went on this computer screen, and in front of the computer screen there was a big TV, and there was guys playing basketball, like a team with all the famous guys, and he took that guy's face and he put him on the screen, put him
I saw that
like
video.
one of those famous basketball player,
Right.
and he was there. I was like, what the hell is this? So sometimes we could be watching the game and think you're watching one of these famous players, when it's just a computer thing going on, So these days, I mean, you trust nothing.
Because
they spoon feed us.
Everybody.
this is what I don't understand. People gather around, they be like, oh man, you about to watch the game? Yeah, I'm about to catch the game. It's live. We're gonna watch it live. Everybody get around to watch it live. And then, oh man, I gotta use the bathroom, and you pause the game. How the fuck are you pausing something that's live?
I do that shit all the time too. I pause it knowing it's live. Like even when you watching YouTube, somebody's live on YouTube. You know what I'm saying?
They're not live on YouTube. They're not live on YouTube. And see, once people understand that time does not exist, they release this when they get ready to release it. I could have talked to you yesterday. Like literally, our viewers, and even the people in there. Did you see the video? No, I didn't see it. I was looking for it. That's because you're on a different frequency, because time does not exist. You get what I'm saying?
Right,
And
right.
it may seem like the craziest thing, you know, because people call me batshit crazy, but you know what? Call me what you want, or don't call me late for dinner. But at the end of the day, it is what it is. How are you talking to me? If it takes 2 hours to get to you, you know, when we're looking at fiber optics and we're looking at, you know, how are these telephones and all of this frequency and all of this stuff, how is it actually working? This is what you would call a bucket box, because your telephone does not do anything but sit like a dead ass paperweight. It only works because of you, your intentions, your etheric mental intentions. Don't believe me, especially you iPhone users. Go into your settings, look at your analytics. Look at your analytic journal for the day, and I guarantee you to tell you everything. How long you, where you went at, how long you was there, how many people
Yeah.
approached you, how close they were to you. They tell you about your menstrual cycle. If you have atrial fibrillation, they're gonna tell you about that. They're gonna tell you the last time you had a checkup. They're gonna tell you everything. And you don't even have to have your health options activated on your phone. It's automatically gonna do it, because it's called augmented reality.
Everybody wants iPhone. I don't know what iPhone is given to them. iPhone is not, it's not the best phone to have, especially in these time that we're living in. You better get
Baby, it's in every
I
phone.
don't
Why
have
you
iPhone.
think they were giving out that? The government don't give you nothing for free. Why you think they were giving away all these Obama phones?
Yeah, the other day I was in New York and I saw them giving away phone on 4th Avenue in Mount Vernon. I was like, why
All right,
the
I'm
government?
back.
When it comes on to the government, like I don't even want a glass of ice water from them. You know, I believe nothing that they say. I was never the person to follow them up. When
But
I
you
got married, my
see,
husband, he don't want nothing to do with government. He always tell me, don't you get in the system? Don't you do that? Don't you? He just grew up never liking government. So I was like, why are you guys? I stopped on the avenue. I was telling the lady, why you guys are giving away phone? She's like, no, so people can have phone who doesn't have phone, and you're gonna get free phone for the year to do this and to do. I'm like, I don't like that shit. No way, I don't like that. I don't trust you guys giving away phone. No,
With
that's
this technology, because I was away for a minute, but this technology, we are being spoon fed, and I know this is nothing new to anybody, but we are being spoon fed technology wise, because what we hear, I mean, what we see, what we have, these iPhones and da 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 da, we are
right.
we are 10 years behind in technology. They are like 20 years ahead. They have so much stuff,
Oh
and
yeah.
they, you know what I mean? They
when you
slow.
think 20,
No, beyond,
They're
beyond. But here,
fully
but
prepared. You're fully prepared.
absolutely. And see, I believe in other entities as well.
And you know what?
And
My husband used to say to me, you see, my husband used to say to me, whatever you see, he watched a certain movie. And he used to say, whatever you see in the movie, everything that you see on certain movies, like give me one movie, babe. 007 and some other movies like, and what?
yo,
Stuff like that.
right,
He
right.
said, whenever you see these movies, sit down and watch these movies. All of these things are playing out right now. You know, so they're slowly feeding you, as you said. They're 20 years ahead of us, and they're doing stuff. We are thinking, okay, we're gonna turn our phone off, or we're gonna do this. The other day I was going in Google on my phone, and when I looked, every friend in my phone, their face was all
Yeah, even when you think of
cut out
stuff,
and put in a mugshot type of thing with their names. I was like,
these smart,
yeah.
these smart.
okay. I think I have some technical difficulties.
Go
There
ahead.
y'all go.
Yeah, I don't know what happened. It just froze up.
Hello?
All right, we back because
Yeah.
it just went off. Like,
Hello?
yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah. Can you hear us?
Yeah, you seen it too, right?
Yeah, my whole thing just
Yeah, but I
froze
was wondering, like,
completely.
if you take a picture in a book, if you take a picture in a book top, this is what they do.
I
Right. Now,
mean,
I want to say this real quick.
Freezing up.
The like these smart TVs, the 4K TVs,
mhm.
they listen to all
Uh-huh.
they listen to every conversation that you have. and they have a damn camera built inside of it, and they watch you
Since 2012.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's why I never got a 4K TV. I could have got it. I had
But
80
you
a fucking
know,
80-inch
even
TV.
listen, it goes beyond the televisions because I knew about it and I started getting using projectors, right? It's not just the cameras, but it also alters, like you could be like the up and new coming artist and you might be consciously woke and you want everything to be at 432 hertz. You know what I'm saying? At a 432 hertz frequency. You feel what I'm
Right.
saying? And then you get your shit mastered and you mix it down and you at the right frequency,
The
but
same
when
way
it plays on the
Alexa is
television
sometimes
it
cannot hear
pushes it
the
out
sisters.
at a
And
different
one thing
frequency.
I was in the house saying, Alexa, turn on the light. Alexa, I say, you better get this thing out of your house. This is not safe. And trust me, something happened with her and Alexa when I wasn't here and I came back and she's like, no, I don't think it's good. I get it. I got rid of it. This Alexa thing, no. A
They
lot of things like that you don't want to have in your house.
they trying to have just like our robot. They trying to have these robots inside of your house to help you clean the bathroom, to help you do this. They already got McDonald's fully automated, fully. You know what I'm
Wow.
saying? So it's like slowly but surely, this it's gonna really be a civil unrest. It's gonna be us against the machines, man. And then
Man, did you
it's
hear about the civil
gonna be
unrest
us
that's
being.
happening?
Yes, of course. These fucking these robots, they're gonna literally outsmart actual humans, and they're gonna have the power to hack things. Whereas people can't drive their cars unless you got an old school. It is not electric. It is not electrically like connected. There should be these mother chips in the way it can be controlled. You know what I'm saying? So it's gonna be a lot of destruction that's gonna happen. Even the founder.
Okay,
Go ahead.
can I share something right quick?
Go ahead.
All right, let me tell you how advanced or how I'm gonna tell you how common this is, right?
Uh-huh.
So when people get on social media and we say we're shadow banned, right? A lot of people are under the premise that we mean y'all can't see our videos.
Right,
But
right.
that is not what shadow ban is. Shadow banning is now here's the thing. I went online and I said some things about a company that I mean it was true, but at the time I wasn't as eloquent with what I say as far as for fiduciary reasons and who will come at you and who owns what, right? I was green. I said some things and even though it was true, they stopped picking up my trash for 3 months, almost 4 months.
Right. That's
You see
crazy.
what I'm saying? So then here I go and I started, standing 10 toes down for me. I don't care where you are, how big you are, I'm gonna stand 10 toes down. So I started questioning some things in the workplace, right? And I don't care what your company policy say, I know what the law say. So, I have everything documented. But I'm in here and it's just so many things going on around the home front, around my business. Man, when I tell you these people got into the system, they changed it where I was blocked from sending emails to work.
Wow.
I was blocked from calling. They will block my phone where I can't receive calls and things like that. Like I could literally use my other phone and call my phone and it would literally block my phone. And I'm sitting here watching it and it will not ring. Nobody would be able to get into me. And then I'm sitting here telling these people, well, it's your chatbot GPT demon that's doing that. You know that, right?
Right.
And it's just like they're literally checking in the system. And no, it says this, it says this. And I'm like, and I'm telling you what I'm telling you. Because I'm a systems analyst also. So I can, once I get into your system, I already know how it works and I know how everything is. You know what I'm saying? So I'm telling these people this, and it literally had to have them sit there and watch it be changed around in front of them. Like we're looking at money, my money getting taken from me by this chatbot GPT. You see what I'm saying? That's what being shadow banned is. They you know, you go to the doctor's office. You see what I'm saying? Like I had a doctor's office send me a message. I mean, a letter. Sent it to my husband because they didn't want to send it to me. They didn't want to address it to me. They addressed it to my husband and said that, you know, my son wouldn't get my grandson wouldn't get the vaccine, so they couldn't care for him. Well, baby, if you're trying to get my baby jabbed, I don't need him to care for you. You know, that is not your decision, you know. But then you have the neurologist saying, why would you get a child with severe autism a vaccine that's still in the experimental stage? You know what I'm saying? Like, why would you do that? A nonverbal child at that. But they don't care about that. When, you know, the lady told me, she said, I don't answer to the school system. I answer to the CDC. Like she looked at me like a robot. I don't answer to the school system. I answer to the CDC. Lady, you about to answer to these knuckles across your head. You walk up on me. You know what I'm saying? But I'm serious. People just do not understand how advanced the technology is and the MIMO systems. They see them every night. People are video them and talking about, oh my goodness, what is that in the sky? Because it looks like it either looks like the moon or it looks like a star with a smaller star directly under it, but it shines brighter than all the other stars. Those are not moons and stars. Those are rotating MIMO systems. Those are connected to the neural links that is going to activate the 5G, because people keep thinking that they're in the 5G network when they're not. If you look up 5G testing, it'll clearly tell you that it is still in the beta testing stage. It has not been activated yet. But when it does,
go ahead.
No, I was just saying, but when it does.
Oh, excuse me, sorry.
That's what we need to be focusing on, really. I mean, we have to protect our children. We have to make it very obvious as to the tricks employed, because, you know, even Christians, you know, the Bible says, know the devices of the enemy. You know what I'm saying? And you have to know how they're coming at you, but at the same time, you got to understand that we are not fighting a carnal war. This is no longer a carnal war. This is a spiritual war. But people, it's just so much stuff happening, and that's why they're doing it like that, because they're creating all of this chaos to keep you distracted on one thing or another, but not stepping back. You know what I'm saying? Not stepping back and looking at the whole elephant. You see what I'm saying? So when that station come on, like I just posted a video, I think it was either today or yesterday, when the young lady said her dad went to the eye doctor and he was looking at the pictures, his ocular pics, and then turned around and said, "You're not vaccinated, are you?" And the dad was like, "No. How can you tell?" And he said, "You don't have microclots." And I'm like, "Nah, that ain't why." Because all of these people that are that's just what they're not putting out on the news. You have to go in and look at the various reports and the vaccine, you know, the vaccine adverse reaction site or whatever. But if you look in the VAERS, they tell you that there has been parasitic activity in the oculus. You feel what I'm saying? And it's like literal parasites swimming around in your eyeball and you don't even know it.
Wow. Hold that thought.
You feel what I'm saying?
Hold that. I want you to hold that thought. It's 203 people and there's only 107 likes. Y'all can do better. Y'all getting a lot of good information right here. Hit those like buttons if you haven't hit it yet, please, y'all. I know y'all appreciating the content. Thank you, NOYB, for showing love to the platform. Hopefully, y'all show love to the platform too. Yeah, I said it. Please show some appreciation. And you get some good information right here. Y'all can give me some more. Y'all can give me some more. Whoever ain't hit no like button yet, hit the like button. It don't take that much to do that. All right, go ahead, sweetheart.
Yes. So I posted it up there because as the information was coming to me, I was putting the information out there. Though it was, you could go down how they have on Facebook. They say check your memories. I could go down and it'll say not available, not available, not available, not available, like for years. You see what
Right.
I'm saying? Because I've been trying to put the information out there, but it's not relevant to anyone unless it's on the mainstream media or everybody's talking about it. Nevertheless, just because you didn't know about it doesn't mean that it's not relevant, it's not been happening. It's being a light shined on it. So if you're awakened to what is going on, do something about it. If you can, everybody's talking about getting together, doing all these
Excuse me.
protests and all of that and all of this. But at the end of the day, when they stop protesting, you're going to go home. Is your house secure? Do you have enough food stocked up? What happens when you got all that money saved up and you can't eat it? You know what I'm saying? You transfer all your money to gold and you transfer all your money to Bitcoins or cryptocurrency and you think you're sheltered. What happens when they seize that, as they were? Because I told everybody last year, January, all banks had to be Basel IV compliant by January the 2nd of 2023. No one listened. Now you see all the banks collapsing and they going crazy. You see what I'm saying? I can't withdraw money out. Well, I try to tell you, where's your contingency? Where's your critical thinking? And people keep waiting around and you want to listen to see if your own conscious thoughts, what the truth that is inside of you, people sit and watch all these videos all day long and that shit resonates with them, yet they still don't do nothing. They want to wait to see how popular it gets before they do something, and that is the dumbest thing in the world.
Nobody should be waiting around not to. I believe right now people should take their money from the bank, put it somewhere safe, for keep it wherever. I believe people should fully ready and prepare with water and stuff. I mean, like,
Right.
we should be putting up food, things that we can eat, just in case of anything.
Canned goods.
I'm always ready. Like, I never go to the store. If I'm going to the store to pick up something in the week, I get 2 cases of water. If I go back tomorrow, I pick up 2 cases of water. I have water stocked up for no reason. Not for no reason, but just in case,
Right.
Have canned food put away. Have things, some medication. Like, I have vitamins. The other day I was in New York and I well stock up and stuff. And I want to be in a place where I know that I live in France, but I spend a lot of time in the islands because I want to be in the island just in case of anything, where I can get river water, I can get
Right.
food from the trees, stuff like that. You can't trust. Right now, every time I go to Europe and stay there for a year or two or whatever, and I come to America and I eat the food, I feel sick to my stomach. When I see the tomatoes, and you put the tomatoes down, I try to go to the best supermarket, but no supermarket right now is the best. You pick up some vegetables. I put down the banana, in a day or two, it looks terrible. I put down the tomato, everything looks real sick after a week, Like,
Not even a week.
Wait.
The stuff that they're saying is organic is not organic. Try to plan a little food print.
They put so much shit in the food to try to preserve it. Look, I did a test of myself.
Oh my God.
Okay, and I'm talking about with chopped meat, with ground beef. The shit was pink for weeks. I'm like, hold up.
Well,
I eat this shit? I
listen,
did. I ain't gonna hold you. I needed to eat now. But
do you know what ground beef comes
so
from?
serious. I'm dead serious.
Do you know how they make ground beef?
I know, and I.
Well, listen, it's like when you go into the supermarket and you get the steak.
My cousin put down an apple for 6 months, right? For 6 months, he put an apple on top of the microwave and said he's going to run some tests on it. And he said, 6 months, it's just breaking like it want to turn.
Yeah. Is that bad? Is that bad?
Never change color. It never.
Well,
it never looked old.
you gotta you got
Yes.
to look at the fact that, okay, so now they have this startup, and everybody needs to be aware of it now, because when you go into supermarkets, your fresh produce that you're getting now is coated with something called appeal. If you have a sticker on your food and it says appeal, APEEL, it is a coating that they put on the food and they call it a preservative. However, they say it's non-GMO, but it has glycosides in it, which glycosides is synthetic acids that break down fats and waters or separate fat and water. You feel what I'm
Uh-huh.
saying?
Right.
So the glycosides is man-made all in itself, so therefore it's genetically modified. But here's the thing, when you start eating those fresh fruits, because they know that, we are not supposed to be drinking H2O. H2O is dead water that has no electrolytes. We're supposed to be drinking H3O2, and you can only get those from fresh fruits. You feel what I'm saying? You can get them from some vegetables, but you can only mostly get them from seeded fruits. That's why we're only supposed to be eating things with seeds in it, right? So therefore, when you eat these fresh fruits that has seeds in it, the fruit itself can be as organic as possible. But when they coat it with this substance that they call a preservative, and you eat it and you ingest it, the same thing that it did to that fruit is going to do to your body. It's going to
Yeah.
separate your amino acids from your natural saturated fats. You feel what I'm saying? Which is going to
Right.
cause an imbalance in your mitochondria and the volume of your cells. You feel what I'm saying?
Right.
So I'm telling y'all, and look, I'm not telling y'all out of fucking I heard this shit. You know, I'm wearing a heart monitor now. So I'm not telling y'all nothing that y'all that I've heard somebody say. This is shit that I've researched, because this is shit that they do to people. Now I don't
Right.
want everybody walking around with like me. You know what I'm saying? You got to have a phone. People think you two phone shorty. No, that's a damn heart monitor, ho. You know what I'm saying? Because you're trying to eat healthy,
Right.
and you're doing everything that you know to do that's healthy, and they done tricked you on that shit too. That's why, like I said, when we talked earlier, that is why my husband and I do the all natural foods, and we do the, on the weekends we give out free lunches to the children in the neighborhood, so that they can have a well balanced food, well balanced real food. Let me reiterate that, real food, because some children never get real food. They get that over processed shit that's in the supermarkets.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that is why, and you would be amazed, for 15 years, it's been so many businesses that I done linked with, so many quote unquote celebrities that call themselves, I'm gonna have your back. If you support me, I'm gonna support you type shit. And they left me hanging. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, it's a lesson learned. You feel what I'm saying? But the main reason it goes against them making money, because what they're using to make money is the lowest of the low, and the food quality is shit. And what they don't realize is it's actually cheaper to give people fresher foods, but it's not in their, I guess, academics, propaganda, connections or whatever they have going on. And they promised me the river, and I invested a lot into using certain platforms
Hard to find real
to,
food now.
push natural eating. Because if you right now, if any one of your viewers want to go right now and say, I'm going to go to the supermarket and get some fresh food, what supermarket you going to go to that ain't got food that's been tampered with? You show me, and I'm going to run my ass to it. And don't say Whole Foods, because that's a damn lie.
Yeah, Whole Foods definitely don't have no it's not organic. They just use that just to boost up their price.
It's kind of hard to find real food. It's kind of hard to find real food now.
Right. Because and I was telling people
They don't have real
in
food. And
2020,
a lot of the
please
health
make
food
sure you
claims that
get your
their
seeds, get your
food are
seeds.
organic stuff. It's not.
Um all the way up until probably March of 2020. I was yelling, posting everything. Make sure you get your pot and soil and get your seeds. Hurry up. It's going to be too late. Of course, I'm loony boony, right? So then all of a sudden you started seeing all these articles and posts and all over the news about people getting strange packages of seeds from China. So then they put a seed ban on the US so that now we couldn't get, for a long time, we were not able to get seeds from Indonesia and India, which most of the natural Ayurvedic herbs and seeds come from, and then they shut the country down. And then Walmart, you couldn't go into the lawn and garden departments. They shut it down. They said it was non-essential. That's because they were pulling all the organic seeds off the shelf and replacing them with GMOs. You see what I'm saying? They was
Right.
doing the okie doke, and I was screaming at people, please, if y'all don't stock up on your food. But if you can't stock up on your food, stock up on your seeds. That is the most important, because when those cans run out, when that dry goods run out, how are you going to sustain yourself? You see what I'm saying?
Right.
If the electricity go out, how are you going to cook?
Every food that we get, fruits and veggies and stuff that we get from the store, instead of throwing them out, we can replant them, regrow them. Like anything grows back. Take a few seeds off of a strawberry. Them shits will grow back into a little strawberry tree, and a whole bunch in abundance will grow. The damn the romaine lettuce, you just put it in water, it'll grow.
It's too late.
Scallions, but it still does that. It still reproduces.
It still reproduces. But here's the thing.
I does not right now. That's what I do. If I have a garlic and it's looked like it's springing up, I put it out and let it grow. Or put it in a little thing inside your kitchen.
Right.
The onions,
unless you get seeds that are not stem and auto flower seeds, you're not growing anything.
Not saving their seeds.
If you go to the supermarket right now, and I'm telling you, I did a year of testing and experimenting. If you go to the supermarket right now and you go and get the seeds out of a bell pepper and you plant the seeds, they're going to germinate, they're going to bloom, they're going to get very vibrant, and then they're going to die. I have a grow tent right here in my, because I have like a huge kitchen. But that is what my ulterior motive is. Like in my garage, I have seeds for when it's dire. But to test the natural seeds versus the GMO seeds and the seeds that come out of the food in the grocery stores and the farmers markets, I've been everywhere. Unless you have a bona fide farmer who grows their plants indoors in greenhouses where
Right.
it's not rained on, you're not going to find any natural seeds, because you should have stocked up on them way back in 2020, 2019, 2018, when I was trying to tell you to, and when everybody was trying to tell you to. But we were like the crazy people holding up the signs,
What you were saying, Barbara? Miss Barbara?
I plant some tomatoes, and I got some tomatoes. I plant some tomatoes, and I got some tomatoes off of it. And once it produced and give me some tomatoes, the whole tree dried up.
Right.
And I don't know what's causing that. Like, I take care of it. I buy everything that it needs to be.
That's that Monsanto shit.
I bought
okay.
The dirt.
So number one is definitely allegedly Monsanto's. But here's the thing, on the Congress floor, they're arguing right now as to why these corpses that were declared COVID patients are being added to the biosludge. So they are fertilizing our crops with biosludge. And if you don't know what biosludge is, it's us. They take the bodies and they liquefy them, and they put them up in those chemtrails that y'all think they poisoning us with. They are, but they're poisoning us in more ways. than what you think, because that biosludge contains cambium and lead and aluminum. And then when it hits the ground, that's why everybody's reporting, why am I getting all this slimy stuff all over the ground? And we used to go outside and run our feet across the grass and ground. Now the grass is slimy. Even when it's dry outside, the grass still feels slimy. That is why, because they're using biosludge. You know, Monsanto started doing it back during the Obama administration. You feel what I'm saying? And also, it's lithium in the contrails. CDC finally it's chemtrails, and then there's contrails. You know, those are two totally different things. Now, the contrails are supposedly supposed to be for testing radiation and energy and electrofields and the magnetic fields and blah, blah, blah. However, the CIA did come out and admit that HAARP is using it for weather modification.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Right.
So even though what rains down on us, you know, the fruits and all of this stuff, you know, the acid and the chemical compounds, you know, along with photosynthesis, you still have to have some kind of decarboxylation between the oxygen in the air and the carbon in the air, right? So because it's a breakdown, that's why our plants are breaking down. But at the same time, before we realize that the fruit is not good, it looks good. You go in the supermarket, it's nice and big and fresh, and you know, 2 days later it's going bad. But before that, you've ingested some of it. So what's happening to your body? And then those acids go to your brain along with that lithium. You know, lithium is a mood enhancer, so it's either going to make you mad or make you sad. You feel what I'm saying? It's going to alter your frequency, which again, that is their ulterior motive.
They are playing God, and back in the days, our grandmothers, our great grandmothers, they lived to 100, some 112. They don't want us to live for too long. You know what I'm saying? Especially because certain people numbers are dropping, and they are under -1 of reproducing. So this is why we have this inflation on, you know, the border. You know what I'm saying? And they just dropped a whole bunch of people in New York yesterday. They just dropped the people off everywhere that classify themselves a certain classification. So all of this stuff is by these big wigs, these evil geniuses, I may add. Smart geniuses that's evil. And it's almost like hold on. It's like the saying, I'm like the saying, like, you know, God it's like you won the battle, but you're not gonna win the war, because it seems like, because at the end of the day, we talking everything that you just spoke about, as far as the food, the chemtrails, the contrails, the lithium, all that crazy shit that they doing, all the stuff that they doing, that's the devil's work, and nothing is being fucking done. Nothing is being done.
You know
so
why?
Like, when is the creators gonna say, hey, reset? The devil is winning. I don't give a fuck what nobody say. I'm spiritual too. That nigga winning. He may not win the war,
see,
but when God is gonna stop this shit.
I'm spiritual, but I'm not religious.
Same
I
here.
believe that religion kills freedom, right?
Whatever Revelation said, it's what's gonna happen. And if Revelation never said they're going to take over and they're going to do this, yes, Revelation talk about them. But hear what? Revelation never tell us that they're going to kill us all off and they're going to do this and they're going to do that. Somebody, higher power, Jesus is going to stop them somewhere, somehow, somewhere down the line. I don't believe yet. Like, for me personally, I'm a Christian. I live in the world, but I'm not caught up in the world. You understand? Like, I don't believe it. I don't believe government. And it's not today. It's not yesterday. I've been a long time. I don't trust them. I trust in the Lord. I pray and ask him to.
You're going in and out, sweetie. Let me just say this real quick, and I'll be quiet. Oh, she's going in and out. Your connection, Miss Barbara.
And take me and everything that I do. I come in on your show, I ask for guidance. Should I go on this show? Should I not? You know what I mean? Go ahead.
I'll
Hold
say
on, let me
this.
check on my own box.
I'll say this. When if we are made in God's, we made in God's image. I believe in God. I believe in the Creator, and I'll just say, like the scripture says, faith without work is dead. We have to stop trying to look in the sky for the sky to crack, and for the angels on the chariots blowing the trumpets, because the more we wait, the more of a margin that we are at the bottom of the totem pole. We, you know what I'm saying? We're losing by a big margin. Only thing I'm saying is, instead of looking up, we have to look within, because we are the gods that we are waiting for. So us as a people has to come together, because us, if we come together, the government is nothing. So that's why they push that fear. We are the gods we looking for. We have to stop looking up and waiting for that sky to crack. We have to look within.
The thing is, I say this all the time. We are our ancestors. You know what I'm saying?
People should not. We supposed to be fighting the fight. We're not supposed to just sit down and make a handful of demons take us over and tell us how to live our life and sit down and be scared. No matter what, we're supposed to go out there. We're supposed to preach the honest truth. We're supposed to be telling them, you know, we are not going to back down. We are not going to look. We know that they're doing wrong things. We know that they're doing bad things to us and our kids, and killing our kids, and sacrificing and all of these things. Who tell them? It's like when I heard about the king going in, they're going to whatever they call it, whatever they was doing for him. I'm like, who the hell make him a king? Who tell you to tell me I have to get up every day and go to work? Who tell you I should be paying light bill? Nobody put anybody here to do that. You know what I mean?
That's
Who tell
true.
you must take money out of my paycheck and pay tax, and then I gotta pay tax on my house, and then I gotta pay tax on this, and it's just sad. We allow these people to take us over and run our life, don't you think?
Yep. And they control us by fear. Go ahead, Buji, because I know you want to say something.
Well, it goes back to it. Like I was saying, it all depends on where your perspective and your mindset is, because at the end of the day, you know, no matter what you believe, if, you know, like you hear people say, hey, they took our religion and they claimed our religion, or they indoctrinated us with this false religion and all of this. Yet the first thing that the very people that say this use religion as a catalyst to prove a point that is just like, how can you be so contrary? You know what I'm saying? But when you look at something, you can look at anything, including religion. You can look at it. If you walk into a house and you see the television, you may see the television at one angle, but you go to a different place, you see it at a different angle. And what people don't do is they don't take what's in front of them and they look at it at all these different angles. You know, they just want to look at it for what it is. You know,
Well,
they don't take the word.
That doing all the bad things, they are also the people that always calling on religious people. 9/11, we don't know who did 9/11, but we heard some stuff about 9/11, right? And those same people come out and they call out the pastors to come and pray, and they call out all the church to come and do this. So they're using the same religion when they're doing their demonic work. You see what I'm saying?
Well, yeah, they're using the same religion, because if you limit your belief, if you believe it, like, I'm not saying I won't dare in this lifetime. You know, I'm gonna say it like this: if we're gonna believe that we have lived over and over and over again and lived all these different lifetimes and were reincarnated, why is it that the reincarnation had to start AD? So the people, the characters of the Bible, they weren't reincarnated. It didn't start to them.
we're gonna go. Listen. I had these discussions on many occasions. I know where this gonna turn out to be.
Oh no, because I got decorum.
That is a clash of the Titans. Believe me, 'cause and I have my thoughts about the Bible as well. Even though I respect it, though
I do.
I know these conversations, but let's get back to the topic at hand. And we've been here for like 2 hours. Everybody, hit that like button.
Yeah. And see, with that, Mike, that is, that is the main. That's my main topic right there. That is where I'm mainly coming from,
Right.
because everything that is a sensitive topic, that is where all the confusion and chaos and propaganda and everything, that is where they're working, because it's whatever that you believe. They're not attacking us only with what we ingest, because the reason why they're attacking our diet system is because your diet controls your mindset. You see what I'm saying? But they're also attacking you spiritually. They're attacking your diet and your mindset to weaken you so that you can't fight back spiritually. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And if you are a well-rounded person, if you open your mind, whatever someone else believes in, it doesn't mean that you have to like stay away from it like it's the plague. You know what I'm saying? Because I've read many scripts and texts or whatever, and I take it for what I take it for. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, right. And at the end of the day, I have mad respect for J Boogie. That's what I call Jesus. That's my homeboy. I got mad respect for J Boogie. And if you really look into the word, you have to start looking into the etymology and not just the going revision of what was said. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Mm-hmm.
At the end of the day, it's hearsay. But when you look inside yourself, you know what I'm saying? And that's how we relate. Going back to what we were talking about, frequencies. I can look at you on the phone. If like you looking at me right now,
Right.
you can tell if you can tell I'm not crying, right? But
Right.
but if I was crying, that empathetic energy, that etheric energy that you have, you be empathetic to the fact that I'm crying, right?
Right.
So if you're looking at a mannequin sitting in a store, the first thing you're going to feel before you see anything, you're going to feel that etheric energy that's going to draw you to it in the first place. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
And when like they say, the soul, the eyes are the window to the soul. That's
Right.
probably why they put those parasites there. But if you're looking into somebody's eyes, it doesn't care how much or how less they move. If they don't move at all, they're there. They're in there. And I'm looking, and I had to go back because dude like literally looked at her, like was looking at her, pleading with her, like, do something, man, do something. I know you see me. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I mean, I even looked at the shadow of the braids and all of that, the back of the corners of the walls where the clothes were, and I'm frame by frame in it, and I'm like, dude literally moved. Like, where all these pictures come from if he just went to uh Florida and was never seen? If that's Balenciaga's story, then how is he in all of these reels? How is he in
But
these
he was
fashion
with
model
a
catalogs?
fashion agency, right? Wasn't he was with an agency? That's where they
He
get the.
was with an agency. All of the mannequins happen to come out of the same agency. All the models for the mannequins happen to come out of the same agency.
Wow. Yeah. That's crazy.
But these agencies aren't, if you're looking for talent, like we all know Hollywood is dead. We knew that when they had, A-list celebrities doing foot commercials, foot cream commercials, and all these, you see all the celebrities on the commercials now, not regular people like, like it used to be. So they're looking for talent. And if you're looking for talent, you will be broadcasting that you're looking for talent unless you don't want nobody to know that you're looking for somebody so somebody can go missing.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? Like
Now,
they don't. They,
Miss
good.
Barbara,
Uh-huh.
and I say that, with respect, so instead of just saying Barbara and shit like that, But you said about his nails. You said his nails at one point looked like they was like it was long, it was elongated, like it grew, something like that.
It looks like his nail was, when your nail when you need a nail cut, it
Yes.
grow right over your fingertip.
Right.
That's how his nails is. And it dirt, like a little dirt, like his hand wasn't the cleanest.
Right.
His nails. And his nails is nails, like your nails and like everybody else's nails, like real nails. So I don't know if the wax figure, I've seen mannequin, like the plastic ones, and I've never seen that type of thing. And I'm always in storefront looking at the windows, especially in Paris, because I live in the fashion district, and they always has changing the mannequins, and I'm always there looking at them. So I've never seen the 3D ones that they're talking. Never seen one of those to know if they have the real nails or if they have real hair, like how because his hair is real as mine and yours. You know what I mean? Like you don't. If you're making a mannequin, why would you want on his knuckles, like right here where guys get these little.
Right. Why would you want somebody looking like they're clenching onto something, like they're clenching onto their last breath? Because that's the way that hand is posed. Like you know,
Well,
just
that time, yeah, that looks to me like he was holding on to something tight.
and just even being in that position. Why would you have a mannequin in that specific position?
Look.
I could just literally look at him and see that, he probably again ingested something, was injected with something that made him immediately seize up.
Right. Right.
Yeah,
Immediately
that's how he
paralyzed.
looked to me.
Cause look at.
Oh my God.
Hold on. Let me. How the fuck you go back? Cancel. Just look at the end. Like, look at the end in there. Like right in. Just look how
Mm-hmm.
detailed the detail. Nigga, that's
Exactly.
human. It's too much of a detail.
And see, and that
No.
was the reason why I was asking for the hands. Because it is just, you cannot, like, I don't care if you did 3D blueprint. You can't 3D, if you 3D blueprint it, you would have 3D blueprinted in a form in which the person was comfortable, right? Because when they're scanning you, you're comfortable. Why would you 3D blueprint somebody that's clenching up like they're grasping for their last breath?
Right.
And even so, I don't know if the camera got the back of his neck really good, but I could have seen his head, the back of his neck. And why would you get a mannequin with a lineup? Like, do they do that? Line up. I mean, the back is very short, and it's right to the skin. Like, why the hair is coming from the root? Like, you know what I mean? Like, you're cutting
Right.
when a person get a haircut and you can see those black little marks and where the hair is coming right back. His
Yeah.
hair was growing out a little bit. So why would you want to do that down
Stubble.
to that detail?
Right.
That's crazy.
And mannequins has a stop in their ear. If you do I've seen mannequins and it's only the ear part. They have the ear, and when you look in, you don't see anything. Like all that is you can push your finger down in his ears.
That's too much. That's too much of a detail, man. That's crazy.
Right, because what's the point
Just look at the
of
color.
it?
It's light, then it's dark, and then like all of that. That's human. That's something that had blood in it. You understand what I'm saying? That's a human. Son. There's no fucking way that's a mannequin.
And then on top of that, the skin, the color of his
Of the
skin,
skin.
that is,
Yes.
it's a hyperpigmentation. It's a disorder. It is an actual skin disorder. And for this person that's gone missing to have the same skin disorder as a mannequin, what mannequin has a skin disorder? Like I don't know who their cleanup crew is, but they messed that up. They
Yeah,
messed it up.
and you said that the store is no longer there, right?
No, it's no longer there.
How long it's been since it hasn't been there?
Well, I don't know how long, but I passed there in December and I passed there in January, and that store is gone.
When you first did that, when you first put it up, when you first did that viral video, when was that? That was in December or like in September,
3 years
October, in the winter time?
It was 2019 December.
Oh shit!
Yeah,
My
that's what we
bad.
were saying. It's been 3
Damn.
years.
I didn't even. I swear to everything. So I'm just finding out right now. So that video is from 2019 when he first went
Did the
missing. Wow.
right.
I didn't even know that.
That's what I was saying. How is it that he went missing and then 3 years later, like when they suppress, they know how to suppress. I kind of find that out like during the Tyree Nichols thing when they had all that stuff going on here. We couldn't get anything out.
The real person, you can tell he was freshly went up there. His haircut, his hairstyle looked like one of his plait was raveled out, and I'm like, why would you want to not twist his hair back to make the mannequin look perfect? Why would you leave that one hair to ravel out? His hair looked like when I'm twisting my daughter here or my nephew here or something like that, It's and they whatever they did, whatever they put on him, like that turtleneck, I was trying to see like the neck area.
Right.
They pull it so high, it like you could not see nothing. It came right under his ears. Like I couldn't see anything like under his neck at all. And the turtleneck that they have under that black and white thing that they have on, they pull it all the way down to his hand. So you can't see. Maybe he has tattoo or something. So you can't see any part of his body, just his face and his hands. And that's because maybe they couldn't cover it up or they didn't want to cover it up because you couldn't see the clothes, But his hand was so stiff. Both of his hand was stiff.
Yep.
And some area on his hand was more powdered than some areas, like it was hiding marks,
Right.
And then why would they have him and the Asian guy on the same campaign wearing the same pajamas?
The same
And
thing.
they are both reported missing at the same time in the same city. Now that's too many
And
things.
they said nobody see this guy again, the Korean or Chinese guy. And they said people are playing with his Instagram, and his Instagram, everybody's like look alike. And sometimes they said a woman dressed like a woman and advertising makeup, but it's him. And they said it's not him. And the person who was looking in the window, if you see his picture is in the window and a guy is looking, they said that's him supposed to be looking at himself. And they said the person looked totally different. And the two of them did the campaign together. And then the two of them missing.
That's fucked.
But the Chinese guy, nobody said anything about him missing or anything either. What about his family?
Right. So it feels like either the family got a visit, got a call, or they got paid off. In the same for Isaiah, because it's been 3 years. And I'm just finding out about this shit now. I just found that recently.
But so I don't know who is on TikTok now, because like I said, the person who is the Asian person, I don't know who he is, but he looks just like this mannequin.
Yes, exactly. And so the person who did that video with him was saying, look at his jawline. Like his jawline is perfect, and the molds on the side of his face it just and little spots on the side of this, because he's lighter skin, so they can't powder him. But all the spots that would say this is him is on his face.
I'm gonna see if I can find that photo of that Asian guy. because I mean
It's on the screen. It's on the screen now. Are you talking about that picture right there?
no, I mean no, the TikTok. It's a TikTok account. Here
Oh,
it
okay.
is. Here
No,
it
he
is.
has a TikTok account.
Oh, okay.
The
What's the name?
Asian here. I just text you the picture of the guy. I'm about to show you his. I'm about to find the account. Like this is the little kid that was on my page, just going down, liking certain specific comments that I made about the puffer fish serum. I don't know. Can you get it? Did you get it, Mike? It's
I'm looking for it right now because I had to
yeah.
X
It's
out a lot of windows.
no. I sent it to your phone.
Oh yeah, I seen this picture before. Yeah, I got it.
Okay.
Hold on, I'm saving it right now.
So that you can get the username off of it. That is mhm. And you can tell that they didn't have the account that long.
I'm pulling it up right now.
Someone said those two Instagram that they're on, they're very new. They're very new Instagram, so I don't know.
That picture right there, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yep. So that's the guy right there. I remember seeing that picture too. That's crazy, man. And those two they actually the same damn people.
And they're both in the same clothes, like the same black turtleneck and the same suit.
And see, I didn't know. I saw hadn't those pictures that you have up on the screen right now. At that point, I hadn't even saw the anything about the Asian guy except for he was in some of the Isaiah Bass pictures, the mannequin pictures. But I didn't see anything about him. I didn't see these pictures at that time. And that's when it was like when it really just blew up and everybody was, on his Instagram or whatever. But as soon as he sent that video and was like, we're going to go to TikTok, and, cuss me out, call me all kind of old bitches, and then talking about they were going to TikTok. And I wake up the next,
Oh shit.
But then after that, I go to sleep and I wake up and I see that little boy, all over my page. And I said, well, damn, who is that? And then when I looked to it, I said, that looked like the little Asian guy, right? I saved some of the videos of the Asian mannequin. I go back to look at the videos, video unavailable, video unavailable, video unavailable.
Wow.
I literally had to go to, the Google machine. I had to go to DuckDuckGo. I had to go everywhere to try to scrounge up pictures and videos of, the Asian guy, but I didn't have too much time to invest. And I'm like, well, what y'all want with me? Why is you over here?
Right.
Because at this point, I'm literally serious. Like, what do you want? Like, look at that. Now, I've done worked around a lot of people, and ever since I was little, seen people make purses, make accessories for medical supplies. I've been in the medical industry. That is a respiration pack in that bag, and they have it going up through them doggone straps. I mean, I'm just not believing anything else. I'm not believing anything else, and I'm believing that it's all these mannequins. How to hide a body. Look at that right there. You know what I'm saying?
I'm about to blow it up right now because that is too fucking detailed for me, man. It's too detailed. It's unbelievable. I'm gonna blow it up for y'all right now, y'all.
I'm wondering why would they want to make a mannequin that detailed? Like, I mean, you're making a mannequin just to put some clothes on. Like, why you have to do his face and his ears and his nose and his nails detailed?
You can see the little hairs right there. You look at the ridges right there. Look at the what you call it? The marks on your hand. You understand what I'm saying? Do you see that?
Yeah.
Like, the prints, palm print.
Yes. The palm print and all that stuff. that's too detailed. Look, the hair right there on the thumb, like that's too humanoid. That's come on, man. It's too humanized right there.
When you know what, someone need to make flyers and put in his area where they say he's from, or if because if somebody doesn't come out sooner or later, I believe that they just clown, they make their own clown, and then they can do what they want with it.
I mean, they gonna try to do what they want anyway. Look at the society of America. You could be living next door to your neighbor and still not get a full view of how they look. You just know they coming and going. You can kind of get a picture of their physique and all of that good stuff, but good detailed imagery of how they really look. They can live next door to you, across from you for years, and you really never know. So how can somebody be like absolutely certain that, hey, I seen this person, I didn't see this person? Somebody could be done assume somebody's personality and dressing like them, walking like them, doing all that stuff, and living in their house and got them stuffed in the basement. You never know these days. So it's very difficult to get flyers and all this stuff out when, number one, people know this, and then number two, people don't know this. You know? So it's like, I'd be damned if I do, but damned if I don't. That's how they're getting away with it. They don't think you're gonna look in the obvious places right in front of you. You know?
No.
Yep.
If it's a person, if it's this guy, I really feel his pain. Like, you can tell the pain in his eyes. You can tell his hands that something is wrong. Like he was mad. He was fighting. You know. It just had to be somebody's son. It's I don't know. It's very sad, and it's crazy.
All right.
And then
Now, look, because we've been here for a minute. What is everybody last thoughts? I'm gonna start with you, and as you close, like give everybody your social media contacts and everything. I'm gonna start with you, Barbara, Miss Barbara. What's your last thoughts overall?
I just started TikTok, so because of this, and my TikTok is Barbara Campbell, just straight Barbara Campbell. That's it.
Okay.
My Instagram and stuff is just private. I don't do anything like that on them. You know, it's just TikTok.
Okay. What message you want to send, or what's your overall thoughts on this subject? Because you made this thing go viral. So, and what's your thoughts overall on this?
Well, I want it to be exposed. I want people to look into this. We know these days are critical time, and we know the time we're living in. I just want people to see that this could happen, even if this is not a person. That these things, it opened a lot of people's eyes. It opened my eyes to the things that's happening. Like, people would tell me about House of Wax and how they didn't know. And I still haven't watched it yet, but it's real. You know, you want to protect your kids and protect your family. Know where your kids, especially teenagers. Our young kids is with us, but teenagers that's going out, tell your mom where you're going, tell your father, or cousin, or uncle, you know, keep a check on them, keep a check on people, you know, even me, people reach out to me and saying, are you okay? Make sure you're taking care of yourself, you know, we keep talking to us and TikTok, let us know that you're okay, you know, so people just need to be alert, be vigilant, be alert, watch what's going on, watch your kids, keep in contact.
Absolutely.
Because it can happen. It can happen.
Absolutely. I want to say, listen, thank you. You always welcome here. And I try to keep the live to a certain duration, you know what I'm saying? Because, you know, people attention span is shot. So, you know what I'm saying? It's very shot. It's very shot. So I want to say thank you. You can always come back. And I definitely appreciate you calling in and giving us your time. Shout out to your husband for you know, allowing you, not saying like, hey, you can't do it, you know what I'm saying? But appreciate, you know, because that's taking time away from y'all with what y'all got going on. So I appreciate both of y'all. So with that being said, I want to say thank you, love, and you be safe out there. And again, the platform is
thank you.
All right, love. All right, peace. All right. So now with you give me your overall thoughts and you know, and show and tell people how to get connected with you. Your overall, no matter how short or how long.
Well, to find me, just go Bougie Chef. I mean, you'll find everything about me. You know, I'm pretty transparent. But as far as the overall message, it's a lot of information and a lot of topics that we grazed across but never really got in depth with. But
Right.
if anything resonates with you, you know, my overall message is take everything, even no matter if they call it entertainment, like TikTok. TikTok could be used as a tool. Use it as a resource tool. Anything, any tools, because you know, no matter where your mindset is, whether you feel like we're in a matrix and this is a simulation, well then you better get your game of, you know, your Call of Duty on. Find
Right.
all your assets and get the hell to the next level and keep getting to the next level. You see what I'm saying? But you
Right.
have to know what you're doing and how to do it. And in order to do that, you got to know thyself. But just, you know, even if you don't know where to start, starting anywhere, even if you go in the wrong direction, eventually somebody gonna tell you, baby, that's the wrong way. You got to turn around. But you'll
Right.
never know that if you don't start, you know, and nobody can judge nobody, you know, religion, race, creed, whatever. We need to get away from every single systemic division, because that's all it is, systemic division in every category. So the more we become aware and consciously aware of what's going on, if somebody telling you something and you be like, that's a damn lie, know that
Right.
every lie derives from some premise of truth. So if you can't see past the lie to get to that truth, then you need to do some soul searching and evaluating and understanding why your mindset is not able to expand the imaginatory regions you need to go to see where it's a lie. Because you can say it's a lie all day, but if you don't reach down and find out where it's a lie at, you're not going to find, you know, what you need to find.
Right.
So, you know, it doesn't matter if anybody call you crazy. Stand 10 toes down on what you believe. And sometimes, see, that's the difference between belief and truth. You can believe something to be true and find out it's a lie. But when you were believing that lie, how you acted when you believe that, like somebody say your man out there fucking around and you jump in the car and you pull up and you on, you know, you already on 100 and you raising hell and screaming and come to find out that that man sleep and that was his mama trying on wigs and she went outside or some, you know, whatever
Right. Right. Right.
preposterous
Right.
story it is.
Facts.
But even though it wasn't true and
You
you
believe.
realize that it wasn't true, you still disrespected this lady house, you disrespected your partner. You feel what I'm saying? You betrayed
Right.
their trust in you to have trust in them. But
Right.
see, people just sweep that shit under the rug, but it's gonna come back to your ass. So all that shit that you did, you need to get that shit off. Hey, remember when I ran to your mama house and hey, Miss Jackson, I'm sorry. I am for real. Never meant to make your wig fall off. You know,
Right. Right.
whatever. But if you don't own up to your own shit, your frequencies and your vibrations ain't gonna never be right. And you still gonna be like, you could have so much knowledge and you still being held back because this little thing that you did that you never made recompense for. You
Right.
know, I'm not saying, you know, like I was saying, I don't do the religion thing because I believe religion kills freedom. But I do believe that there are consequences and repercussions for everything that you do. And if you can't be honest with yourself about when you was wrong, you should never part your lips to tell somebody else when they're wrong. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
So that's it. Just grab these jewels and grab these tools, get to working on your life. I mean, people say that the devil is winning. You say that the devil is winning. I feel personally, number one, a lot of people still worshiping a devil thinking that that's their God. You know what I'm
That's
saying?
that's that's a fact. Yep.
You know, that is why they're going in the wrong direction. You know what I'm saying? Not to mention the fluoride and all the stuff that's calcifying the pineal. So when you look at people, if you look at them as though, hey, this person right here then been damaged, tortured, traumatized, whatever. They could have an Ivy League life. That don't mean that they're just not aware of the tortures that they have succumbed to until they come to the knowledge of the truth. You
Right.
see what I'm saying? So you can't victimize yourself by actions of another person because they are victim themselves. That's why you don't judge nobody. All you can do is make sure to be knowledgeable about and be aware. Because if you don't know what's down the street and you go down the street and people trying to tell you what's down the street, you got to humble yourself and actually take somebody advice, whether you agree with them or not. Because I done had people have so much respect for me simply because I keep it 100. They're kind of like, you know what? I can't stand your motherfucking ass. But look, let me tell you this. This right here is what the real deal is. And they'll cut you dry. And we don't never speak again. But if we do, it's because I appreciate the fact that even though you can't stand my ass, you came and you told me that you gave me the skinny and you gave it to me 100. Rather
Right.
people sitting up in your face telling you a whole bunch of lies, but they telling it to you lovingly. That's what the
Right.
government do. They ain't coming at you like no rah. They ain't on no rah shit. They on some let me go ahead and make love to you and give you these eggs. They on that shit. They been on that shit.
That's a fact.
That's about it though. But yeah, I'm on Bougie Chef. If you know, a lot of people say that they get kicked on, they'll follow me and then they'll find me again because then the platforms unfollows my followers.
Yeah.
If I send messages, they can't get the messages. However, you know, but all I can say is, you know, if you can't follow me, if you see any of my content that says unavailable or whatever, if you see the link to whatever I stitched it to, grab it. You know what I'm saying? Like
Right.
y'all know how to research and look at how to get you know, these links and things and these
Right.
hashtags or whatever. Just look at the premise of what I was talking about. It doesn't even have to be my video. I post other people's video, other people content. If it's the truth, it's truth.
Right.
Now, if I'm trying to get to the truth, I'm gonna keep posting. So if y'all say, "Oh, you being repetitive," well, you know, just come back in another week. It might be some shit that you know you like, but I'm not appealing to my content ain't for people who are not woke. My content is for people who are very conscious or are just waking up and trying to find directions. It's places to give you directions. I
Right.
literally have a stalker right now.
Footnotes to give, you know what I mean? Footnotes.
Right.
Yeah.
And y'all be careful too, because you know you have people coming up and it's like right now again this is spiritual war, and you got these people coming and it's like, oh, people trying to make recompense with you and you know come back and apologize for things that they've done to you and they want to make peace with you. Them the motherfuckers y'all need to watch out for. Those are the assignments because they're doing everything to make it appear that they're not on assignment when they've been on assignment the whole time. They always come back. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, The Walking Dead, Night of the Living Dead, whatever. They always come back. And a lot of these people are zombies and NPCs and bots. They are on a mission. They are no longer the people that you knew and loved and grew up with and all this stuff. People have changed over the last couple of years. And that's a whole different thing, but you just have to be conscious, you know, to keep your energy as pure as possible, keep your spirit as clean as possible. You feel what I'm saying? And keep your vibrations high. Use all resources that you can to get this knowledge and information. It is not a joke. It is like, listen to people, even if they sound like batshit crazy like me. Just listen to them, because if you listen to them long enough, you're going to get some information that you need. You ain't got to go and look up everything. Just take something that you're interested in or something that piqued your interest. Look that shit up and see what you find and just keep digging.
Absolutely. I'll definitely bring you back again. So we already linked up. We got the number. So we linked through, you
Absolutely.
know, that contact. So I will definitely have you here again, man. And I want to say I appreciate you.
I
And
appreciate you.
all right, no doubt. Keep spreading the word, keep dropping them jewels, man. And until next time, but you definitely will be back for sure.
All right. Thank you, man.
All right, one. You
All
have a
right.
blessed one.
You
Peace.
too. Bye.
Peace. Now, yes, it was a great live. Uh Good information, great information. And you know, it's crazy out here. Just be safe. That's all I can pretty much say. Share this video, please. Share it. Share it. Share it. Share it. Share it. Share it. A lot of us wouldn't have known about this video if it wasn't for these people that I just had on this panel today. So please make sure you share the video, send it out. Beware. And that's pretty much all I can say. Thank you, NOYB, for the only person who show love to the platform. Hit the like before y'all leave. That's the least y'all can do, is hit the like button. You can hit the like button if you haven't hit it before you leave. Y'all can at least do that. With that being said, until next time, man, I see y'all. I'm out. Peace.